In the matter of Tillinghast versus Stott. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
How old are you, Tony?
20.
And you?
21.
You two gals have been friends and decided to take an apartment together. According to your complaint, the defendant owes you some money because you leased this apartment and she moved out early, didn't pay the rent for 3 months. The defendant says that her boyfriend settled with you. She's got a counterclaim. She said that your friends destroyed a mattress of hers. What prompted you to take an apartment together?
We've been best friends all our lives. We live next door to each other. I wanted to get out of my parents, and she wanted to move out to hide her relationship with her boyfriend over there.
That's you?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
59. 60. I just turned 60 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You have children?
Yes.
How old?
35 and 37.
When did you lease this apartment?
In the end of May.
And how long was the lease?
6 months.
What was the rent?
$965.
So far, is all of that correct?
Yes.
You thought your parents wouldn't like the idea of going out with this gentleman?
Correct.
They think he was a little too old for you?
Correct.
When did you move out?
August 27th, 2004.
Why?
The plaintiff here, which Tony, she had her friends over. They were drinking, smoking pot, drinking beer. There was condoms on the floor, and one of her friends had threatened me, so I called the police and I moved out.
One of her friends had threatened you with what?
Verbally threatened, and also picked up a pen and acting like she was going to.
That's not true.
Just a second. When did this happen?
The night of August 27th.
What was the argument about?
The argument was about her friends and her all over my belongings, trashing some of my stuff that I had.
Were you spending every day at the apartment?
No.
You were spending most of the time at your boyfriend's home?
Yes.
So you were really just paying the rent for this apartment as a beard?
Yes.
Are you living together now?
Yes.
Have your parents accepted that?
No. They know about it, but no, they have not.
Did you give her any money for the remaining 3 months on the lease?
I gave her $400 in, I believe it was...
When?
September.
After you left?
Correct. And then another $400 in October.
Why?
Because the day was August 28th. It was a Saturday. After her friend had threatened to throw the manager off the balcony, again, the police were called. And when I moved out, there was a verbal agreement between her and I and my boyfriend that said we will pay you $400 this month and $400 next month to make a total of $800.
Are you still living in the apartment?
No.
When did you leave?
I left right after the lease because I couldn't afford it, and my bills were past due.
Tell me about your friends in the apartment. Do they spend a lot of time in the apartment, Tony?
I have my witness, Ashley. She was in the apartment quite often because she was not doing well with her father, so she was there a lot.
Interesting. Come on up. Talk to me. You're Ashley?
Yes.
You were spending a great deal of time in the apartment?
Mm-hmm.
How many days? 5 days a week?
At least.
And where did you sleep?
In her bed.
Whose
in
bed?
Tawny's bed.
Tawny's bed. And where did
Yes.
she sleep?
She slept in her bed also.
Did you pay rent?
No.
After the defendant moved out, did you continue to go there 5 days a week?
No.
Why not?
I was looking for a job over at my dad's house.
When did you stop going over there 5 days a week?
Right after all the mattress incident happened.
You mean right after August 27th?
Yeah.
That's miraculous. So you mean right after all of this happened, you stopped going over there 5 days a week?
Well, because the manager didn't want people over there that wasn't paying rent, and they said that you couldn't be over there more than 72 hours.
She didn't want any conflict, so I just stayed there by myself most of the time and just went out when I wanted to be with my friends.
What were you doing at that time? Go to school?
No, I just do housework and clean up at her house. She'd go to work and I'd stay there and do all the chores and laundry and clean.
We had planned.
What, are you kidding me or what? How old are you?
18.
You get over on this baloney with your family? Huh?
No.
So what makes you think you're going to get over on with this baloney on me? I mean, you think that they hire me because I'm stupid?
No.
You think that they pay me all this money because I'm an idiot? You want me to believe that you're a house cleaner in her house? Is that what you want me to believe?
That's what I do.
What? That's what you do?
Yeah.
No, she just stayed with me. She was trying to look for a job, and in the morning she'd clean up, and help me out.
What?
She was helping me out by
Are you a
cleaning.
big slob? Why
No.
should you? You're one person. You're one person. Why should you need to have a brigade of people to take care of you?
I was just helping her out because she needed a job, and she couldn't stay with her dad, so she stayed with me a lot.
Right. That wasn't the arrangement, Tawny, my dear. The arrangement with her is her apartment and yours. You want her to pay half the rent. You pay half the rent. The two of you live there, not the two of you and anybody that you feel sorry for. So for half the time that she was paying rent and not living there, she was living there. And then miraculously, as Smarty Pants says, that the day after this incident, when she left, she all of a sudden decided she could stay at home with her parents.
She actually went and stayed with her grandma for a while.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You're talking to your parents?
Yes.
Great. Keep that open. That's the one constant that you have.
And later today,
He got very angry because I wasn't interested in dating him. He threatened my job. He threatened my life. He said, I know where you work. I know where you live. And I hung up the phone on him.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tawny Tillinghast says her former best friend, Tiffany Stott, owes for breaking a lease. Tiffany says Tawny's partying forced her out.
She paid you. She came home. She found things going on there that she didn't like, people living there that weren't supposed to be living there, and she was gracious enough to pay you for 2 months, or a substantial part of it for 2 months, and she wasn't there at all.
She was never there to begin with.
I got it. I got it. That's why you had the apartment to yourself. You could invite anybody who you wanted to come on over and live there, which you did. So she was very nice to you. You should have started to advertise immediately when she moved out to get a new roommate. Did you do that?
I tried to see if any of my friends...
Did you advertise for a
No.
new roommate?
It was only a one-bedroom. No one wants to share a one-bedroom.
Okay. Now, are you pursuing your counterclaim for the ruined mattress?
I don't need to. Once she brought this upon me, I figured I might as well bring something upon her.
Well, by bringing it upon her, you're also visiting it upon Bird and me. You don't want to do that, do you?
No.
Perfect. What do you do?
I'm an office manager.
You're talking to your parents?
Yes.
Great. Keep that open. That's the one constant that you have. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You withdrawing your claim for the mattress?
Yes.
Perfect. And your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This girl is my best friend since I've known her forever. She let some 60-year-old man change her into someone she was not.
I remember telling Tiffany, I said, watch it because Tawny is kind of wild.
Pot, smoking.
I did party. What can you say? I'm like a regular 20-year-old. I'm not like a 20-year-old dating a 60-year-old man.
She was arrested at Mervin's for stealing merchandise, and she was ordered to pay.
She used to be sweet. Now she calls me and yells and harasses me on the phone with him whispering in the background, telling her what to say, you know.
Tawny said she had changed. That's fine. But obviously she hadn't changed.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Haynes versus Lang. Step forward, please.
County Inspector Douglas Haynes is suing his former friend, event coordinator Kimberly Lang, for the return of furniture he loaned her. Kimberly claims Douglas gave her the furniture.
Mr. Haynes, you and the defendant had a friendship, according to what I read. You met at a car dealership and you had dinner a couple of times. And it is your claim that you loaned the defendant some furniture that you had because you were doing some remodeling in your house or garage. And you now want the furniture back.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lang says that you never loaned her this furniture. You said that you were getting rid of it, but you'd like to have it. She said yes. She did in fact take the furniture because she was new to the area and didn't have any furniture that she had brought with her. That it was not a loan, but a gift. First, show me the furniture that you allegedly loaned to her. I see two people One with a beard and a shirt open, and one lady with glasses on.
Those are my previous neighbors, and that's the stereo cabinet behind them.
And then we have a brass bed.
Yes.
Okay. 2 dressers, I see. What about this sofa? You want this back?
No, it's 23 years old.
Looks as if it was 23 years old. How long did you know Miss Lang before you loaned her this furniture?
Approximately 1 month.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding your loaning her the furniture.
Well, I'm putting an addition on my garage plus a room on top, and there was some heavy beams I had to remove. I didn't want to damage it, so I was going to put it in storage. And Kimberly didn't have any furniture yet. So I mentioned that, well, if she can store it for me and use it, then that would help me out. And on January 2nd, we delivered the furniture, but I noticed that she already had 2 dressers. And then we had some disagreements, and
Could you look at me?
Oh, okay. We had some disagreements, and we were going to meet for breakfast.
Could you look at me? Straight on. I mean, I don't want to embarrass you if you have something wrong with your neck. I just want you to look over here so I can tell what your eyes are telling me in addition to what your mouth is telling me, Mr. Haynes.
Okay. And on January 13th, we were going to meet for breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't show up, and it upset me. So I went over to see her, and I decided that I didn't want any more to do with the relationship, and I called her up and said, I don't want to do this anymore. May I have my furniture back? And she did call me on the 17th and said I could not have the furniture back, that I made a big mistake and I blew it, and also that I'd have to take her to court to get the furniture back.
Who is this person?
This is my sister, and she had 2 conversations with Kimberly when we were delivering the furniture.
Okay, step up. Tell me your name.
Sandra Haynes.
Who delivered the furniture to Miss Lang?
My brother and Kimberly both.
What did you have to do with it?
Doug was telling me, with Kimberly there, that Kimberly had agreed to store his furniture, and it was a convenient situation because she had no furniture, and so it kind of helped them both out.
Okay. That's it?
That's it. They didn't stay that long.
Do you have any other conversation with her?
Yes, I did.
When?
I believe after she got back from Los Angeles on the 17th. I called her because she had let Doug know that day that he was not getting back his furniture. So I asked Kimberly, why aren't you giving my brother back his furniture? And she said that she was angry at Doug. Doug was angry at her. She got her parents involved. They didn't want her having anything to do with him, and it was out of her hands. Number 2, yes, this was payback time. She had to get back at my brother because of breaking...
Don't tell me breaking up. I'm not interested.
Yes.
I just want to know what she said to you and what you said to her.
That's the conversation. And I said, I do not understand. Why can't we just come over and pick up the furniture? It has sentimental value. It's my parents' old wedding set.
And she said?
She said she'd think about it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Now I'll hear you.
Okay. I had met Doug 2 times prior to that date at the car dealership that I worked at. He was a customer. He had subsequently made a phone call to me that he had some furniture that he needed to get rid of, and he knew from our previous conversation that I had an empty apartment and that my stuff was in storage in Orange County. Asked me if I'd be interested in coming by and taking a look at the furniture because he needed to get rid of it. He was doing this remodel. I went by there. It was either the 31st or the 1st of December, or January 1st. Looked at the furniture. The next day was when he actually delivered it to my place. I did drop by his sister's house, yes, and met her for the first time, but I was quite surprised that Doug had already explained to her the arrangement that was made with the furniture because she seemed to know what was going on. The furniture was not a loan. It was actually a gift. And so I wasn't at liberty to explain to her what was going on, but I was quite surprised that she understood what was going on.
Just a second. Sure. She suggested to you that the furniture was a loan or a gift?
No. She stated, so my brother delivered the furniture this morning, yes. And how does it look, and did you set it up, and so forth. And I explained to her at the time we did set up the bed. At that point, it was pouring rain. We had a mattress in the back of Doug's truck that was being delivered to my parents. I was sleeping on the floor on a mattress. So we stopped by her house on the way to my parents to drop off that mattress. I didn't hear from Doug again until the 17th of January. I got back from Orange County. There was a message on my machine, and at that point was when he asked me to dinner. I refused to have dinner with him, and I was not interested in dating Doug. He got very angry because I wasn't interested in dating him, and he started demanding his furniture back. I don't know why he was getting upset with me at that point. He threatened my job. He threatened my life. He says, I know where you work. I know where you live. This is going to escalate, and he made some threats, and I hung up the phone on him. That's when his sister called me.
Miss Lang,
Yes.
you sound like an intelligent lady.
Thank you.
He sounds, according to you, like a nut.
Yes.
And the only nexus that you had to this nut was these pieces of furniture that you had had for 15 days.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So if I were being a smart person, I would say to myself, miscommunication, it was a gift, and now he wants it back, but he's a real nut, and he's threatening me. Douglas, get a police officer, get your truck, come over and get your furniture. We now have nothing to do with each other. There is no reason for you to call me. There's no reason for you to have anything to do with me. That's what a smart person says.
Under normal circumstances?
Not a stupid person who says, now I'm dealing with a nut.
You are.
And I have furniture that I've had for 2 weeks. Furniture that belonged to your parents may have some sentimental value to you, sir. It's junk. I mean, I've looked at it. It's junk. The only thing that looks anywhere that somebody might want to keep is this brass bed. And I may not be a furniture maven, but I have a pretty good eye. The only value that that bedroom set has is sentimental value, because other than that, it has no value. Now,
Your Honor, I do have. When I went to Orange County, when I rented a pickup truck, and I do have a receipt here that shows when I actually picked up the truck and when I actually returned it, there was furniture that I left behind because now I had an apartment full of furniture. I now had 2 dressers, a bed, a coffee table, a couch. There were things that I left behind in storage. So when
are you telling me, Ms. Lang, that the couch you left behind was not as nice?
No, I didn't have
just a second. The couch that you left behind was not as nice as this couch? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's not what I'm saying. I did not have a couch in storage.
Right. I mean, I was a little confused. Give him back his furniture. Now!
Thank you.
And say, I'm going to borrow that mattress from my parents again if I have to have a mattress to sleep on. But I don't want Mr. Haynes in my life. I don't want his sister in my life. I don't want this nut calling my job. I just want it over. And I'm going to give him back his parents' furniture so he can put his underwear in it, and give him back his brass bed so he can sleep on it. And I don't want to have anything to do with me anymore. Is that fine, Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you, sir. I wouldn't date him. I turned him down, and that's when he demanded his furniture back.
She was just upset because I didn't want to be with her anymore.
In the court order, it states that, you know, he's contacted my work. He's contacted, knows I no longer work there.
I don't know where she came up with that one.
He knows where I worked. He knows where I live, and I'm very concerned for myself.
Barr versus Baum.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mr. Barr, you and the defendant worked together, and according to your complaint, you had an argument with him, and during the course of that argument, he assaulted you. He punched you. You want to be compensated.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Baum said it is true that you did have an argument. However, you were the one who was the first to use your hands, and he just reacted. So he was really acting in self-defense, which is your claim.
Yes.
How old are you?
20.
And you, sir?
28.
Where do you work?
For a sub shop.
How long have you worked there?
4 months. At this particular restaurant.
How long have you worked for the company?
3 years.
And you manage this restaurant?
Yes, ma'am. General manager.
And Mr. Baum, how long did you work at this particular restaurant?
Worked there for about 2 months.
2 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Barr was your boss?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of work did you do there?
Sandwich artist. Sandwich artist.
Sandwich artist?
I made the sandwiches.
Sandwich artist. When did this argument take place?
5/22 of this year.
What time?
I'd say about 1:30.
1:30 is lunchtime, so you must have been busy.
Real busy.
Real busy. So tell me what happened, Mr. Barr.
Being a manager, I usually generally don't work on the weekends, But seeing as I had hired...
Listen to me. What I want you to do is, I want you to look at me when you're testifying. I don't want you to look over there. I don't want you to look over there. I don't want you to look... I don't want you to look, I want you to look at me. And I want you to answer my question, which is, what happened on May 22nd, 2004 at approximately 1:30 in the afternoon?
I went back to the restaurant, and I made a beeline toward Chris, which was a new employee.
You went back to the restaurant, which I assume meant that you left the restaurant at some point.
Yes.
When had you arrived at the restaurant?
Open, 8 o'clock in the morning.
And what time did you leave?
About 10:30 to go make the bank deposit for the earnings for the day before.
And what time did you return?
About 12:30.
Took you 2 hours to make a deposit?
I was doing personal matters. I wasn't scheduled to work that day.
Okay. So you got back at 12:30. And when you got back at 12:30, what happened?
I had asked Chris how the day was going. It was his first day. I'd asked him how...
First day?
As working as an employee for the store.
You're Chris?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up. So you said to Chris, that's you, raise your hand. You said to Chris, who was a new employee?
Mm-hmm.
This gentleman was a
yes.
new employee. You said, how are things going?
Exactly. How you liking it? Are you picking things up? Is Nick and the other girl showing you stuff?
Okay. And Chris said?
Nothing positive toward Nick. They're not getting along. Nick's telling him he's not doing stuff right. He's ready to walk out.
You mean Chris is ready to leave?
Chris is ready to walk out. Nick's having an attitude. And earlier that morning, I observed Nick having an attitude toward customers. I knew there was something on his chest. I figured it would just shake it off as the day went on. But obviously it didn't. It progressed.
So what happened next?
I asked the other girl who was working there, what has she seen? Well, what's going on?
I don't want you to tell me what she said.
Exactly. Well, anyway, I asked another staff member what they thought of the situation. They shook their head, walked away. They didn't want no part of any of the nonsense. I had then started to walk up to the register. I noticed that Nick was being rudely toward an elderly lady. He was cashing out. I asked Nick
what was he saying to her?
Just the tone in the voice, not a typical friendly restaurant attitude that you'd want someone to have at this particular establishment. We uptalk friendly, courteous, smile.
So he was being short?
To say the least.
Okay. Well, I have to envision what you're saying, sir, because you're not being more articulate. You want to try to explain better what you observed with regard to this elderly
Just
woman?
his body language and his tone of his voice.
Okay. So, what happened next?
I asked him to leave the restaurant. I said, Nick, please leave. Get out. I wasn't firing him. I just wanted him out the restaurant that day. Obviously, there was something bothering him that day. He was causing friction among the other staff members. He was also being short with the customers, having an attitude. I thought it was the best business decision for the establishment to remove Nick from operations that particular day.
And at that time, he had been working for the place for about 4 months?
Yes, ma'am.
And had you had trouble with him before?
No.
So this was an unusual occurrence?
That's what I was telling you. Something was obviously bothering him that day.
Okay, good. So you told him to leave. Good idea. What happened?
I continued to cash somebody out. Just as I closed the cash register door, turned my back, he punches me in the mouth. Didn't see it coming. It was over my shoulder. It was a sucker punch. He drilled me in the mouth pretty hard. He began to start to swing other hands at me. I was able to block him. Somehow we got into a stance, wrestled. My first instance was to get him away from the glass, away from the knives, away from the customers, because meanwhile the line's out the door. There's all these people in the establishment, and this is what they're seeing. They're seeing Nick attacking the manager. I got Nick out into the lobby. I led up. As I led him up, I had blood going down. I went like this, tried to get my bearings straight. What's going on? Why am I bleeding? And next thing you know, Nick and Chris were running down the street like two little girls.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What happened after you pushed him in the back?
He turned around and scratched me like a girl.
Well, didn't you report it to the police, sir?
I'm a felon. I'm not going to get arrested for someone fighting with me.
What kind of felony?
2 criminal mischief and 2 grand theft.
And later today,
You say, because she breached the agreement, I should be able to use these songs for my own purposes in the future.
He can't do that. That's my melody.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandwich store manager Craig Barr says former employee Nick Baum punched him in the mouth at work. Nick says Craig slapped his hand.
What kind of injury did you suffer, Mr. Barr?
I was treated at the emergency room for 4 stitches inside and outside of my lip. It seems to be that when he hit me, my teeth went through my bottom lip.
You had 4 stitches in
4 stitches, and I need to go back for plastic laser surgery once all the scar tissue settles, and then they can see exactly how they can make this to be not a permanent injury.
Okay, who is this?
This is a witness. Her name's Shannon. She was there that day.
All right, Mr. Baum, I'd like you can sit down. I'd like you to tell me your version of the events. You were having a bad day. Why were you having a bad day, Mr. Baum?
Because Christopher Struss was not up to date on his job. He wasn't doing it properly.
But he was a new employee, Mr. Baum.
I know. That's the whole thing. You know, friends can't work together.
So he was your friend?
Yes, we are friends. Before the whole thing, we had picked him up from Port Charlotte to bring him in.
So you got him the job?
It was his idea for the job.
But he didn't know Chris, did he?
Yes, he did.
You knew Chris from before?
I knew him from the streets.
You told him about Chris?
Exactly.
Well, I didn't tell him that he needed a job. He come over to stay the weekend.
At your house?
At his house. I was living with him.
Oh.
That's not necessarily true, Your Honor.
Yes, it is.
Just a second. Mr. Baum was living at your house?
I wouldn't say that. He was staying there. He was kicked out of his previous residence for his hostile attitude toward the people he was staying with.
Okay. Just a minute.
And
he was staying at your house?
I guess so.
I still have his house key.
Take your hands out of your pockets. He was staying at your house, and Chris was staying at your house?
He had asked to stay for the weekend.
Okay, fine. So now he's back at the shop, Mr. Baum. So now tell me what happened with Mr. Barr.
When he had come in, me and Christopher confronted him about what we were talking about, him not doing his job right. He didn't want to hear it. He ignored it. He walked straight up and down the line. Then come to me while I'm proceeding to help a customer. Not no old woman, a gentleman. He then smacked my hand, pushed in front of me, told me to get the hell out.
How did he do that, sir?
I'm standing here at the register.
Chris, stand up over there. You're standing next to the register.
Say this is me. This is me. He's on the register helping a customer.
No. Who's on the register?
Myself.
You're on the register.
Say he's me.
He's playing you.
Yes.
Listen to me. He's you. He's at the register now.
And I'm Mr. Barr.
And you're Mr. Barr. So make like you're at the register.
He come up, smack my hand.
Oh, show me how he did that. Okay, he pushed your hand away.
No, he hit it. He hit it hard with force.
And he said, get out. He didn't ask him.
I didn't ask you anything. You went like this. Pushed your hand up.
And then squeezed in front of me between the register as I'm helping.
Okay. And then what happened, sir?
I pushed him, stepped back.
How did you put? No, show me how you pushed him. Okay, so you pushed him from the back.
And then.
And the shot. I did. Do you hear? I didn't ask you a thing. And then what happened after you pushed him in the back?
He turned around and scratched me like a girl.
How did he scratch you?
From the left top corner of my forehead across to my bottom right eye.
With his nails?
Nails and all. I still got a faint scar.
Well, didn't you report it to the police, sir?
Nope.
Why not?
So I'm a felon. I'm not going to get arrested for someone fighting with me.
What do you mean you're a felon?
I have felony on my record.
What kind of felony?
4 felonies of 3rd degree, 2 criminal mischief, and 2 grand theft.
Criminal mischief is usually not a felony, sir.
When its damages consisted over $500.
What kind of damages, sir?
Damages of property.
And you left?
I left. After. But now, see, we're skipping a large part here. After he scratched me, I then hit him. He fell down. He's like, oh, we're supposed to be boys. I then went to walk out. He grabbed me by my leg. I fell over. He tried to get on top of me. I threw him on the wall and walked out.
Do we have any photographs, sir, of the damage to your lip?
I got photographs and all the necessary paperwork. I also have a claim number from the Largo Police Department. They wouldn't release the actual police report because they're a little slow in their paperwork and it's not public record yet. Your Honor, just for the record.
Step up, madam. Tell me your name.
I'm Shannon Levantia.
Levantia?
17-year-old girlfriend. I apologize.
Miss Levantia, what capacity you were at the restaurant on the 22nd of May, 2004?
I was there getting a sandwich.
Tell me what happened with regard to any hitting, slapping.
All that I had seen was Nicholas hit Craig. I didn't see Craig swing on Nick at all. Then they wrestled out into the lobby, and that's all I had seen.
Is it possible, Nick, that you were disrespectful or less than courteous towards customers on that day?
We had 20 customers in that line.
I'm just asking you a question.
I was being straightforward with them to get them in and out. I was not trying to spend any time with them. I was not in any way uncourteous
listen
with
to
them.
me very carefully, sir. I didn't ask you for excuses. I said, is it possible that you were being less than courteous to the customers who were there?
Not with the customers, no.
Okay. When was your last arrest, Nick?
November 23rd, 2002.
Did you spend any time in jail?
9 months.
When did you get out?
It was actually 215 days. That'd be June 26, 2003.
And when did you go to work for Mr. Barr?
I can't recall what the actual date was.
What date did he start working for you?
Middle of April. He had worked at another restaurant.
How long do you know him, Mr. Barr?
From the original store.
Only from the original store through business?
Yes, ma'am.
So you gave him an opportunity?
I gave him a second chance to come back into the company.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened at your last job, Nick?
I walked out on him.
Why?
I didn't like his work, and I was paid too little.
And despite that, Mr. Barr gave you another opportunity to...
More money, yeah.
So he evidently liked you.
Yeah, because I was good at what I did.
So I'm trying to think of why Mr. Barr, who was a perfectly nice guy, who gave you to you.
No, he wasn't. Not
Well,
exactly.
He wasn't. Well, according to you, he was.
There was a lot of confrontations up to the point where I wound up living with him.
You say goodbye. You're a big guy. You spend 9 months in prison. You know what it's like to have to fend off people and take care of yourself and be responsible for your own safety, right? You know all about that. So if somebody is being not nice to you, big boy, pack up and you leave. You chose not to do that. So I don't want to hear that Mr. Barr
That choice was not an option until the end. There was no real...
What do you mean a choice was not an option? You mean you were an indentured servant?
That's not
We
what
don't
I'm
have
trying to
indentured
say.
servitude in this country anymore, sir. You have free will, which means if somebody isn't nice to you, you leave. Nick, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I believe that maybe he knocked your hand off the cash register. That doesn't justify punching him in the face, causing him to have 4 stitches and a permanent scar on his lip, which are reflected in here. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all. Step out. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
No comment.
I wasn't really at fault. He put his hands on me. What can I say? You know, if I knew it was going to be like this, I would have hit him more than once.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Jones versus Dunson. Step forward, please.
School teacher Cheryl Jones is suing studio owner David Dunson for a refund for a children's recording session. Cheryl says David never finished the job.
Looks like we got a lot of show and tell here, but let me see if I can simplify this. Ms. Jones, you hired Mr. Dunston for the agreed-upon price of $1,000.
Correct.
To create musical arrangements for children's songs and to use his recording studio in order to record those songs.
Right.
You paid him, according to you, a total of $650.
Right.
Towards the $1,000. Those songs, according to you, that were never completed because he kept moving the studios. Mr. Dunston says that he wants to be able to use that music because he's never been fully paid. Is that right?
Correct.
You say, well, I paid him $650 and I can't use the music and record it because he has the copyright.
We
right?
agreed upon $650 as the agreement. We changed the agreement because he continued to move and he wasn't doing a professional job. So $650 was the new agreement just to use the tracks.
Well, but what you're suing for here before me is your $650 back.
Right.
You want your money back because you didn't get what you bargained for, right?
That's correct.
He wants to be able to record the music because he's copyrighted it already, correct?
I did not.
No.
You've copyrighted the music already.
They're copywritten through my machine when she comes
I
in
don't
and
care
posts.
whether they're copywritten through a machine. She can't do it without your permission, and you have already executed something through a machine so that you have this music copyrighted, according to you.
No, Your Honor.
You don't have copyrights to the music?
No, there's no copyrights with the Congress. The copyrights is when she comes into the studio and it records the date and time when she comes in and recorded her music. It copyrights it then. And then when we finish the song, she takes it and we sign the agreement for her personally, exclusively to use the copyrights.
Have you done that yet?
No, ma'am.
Good. Do you want to record this music for any other purpose? According to you, you do.
Yes.
You say,
Shut up. I'm sorry.
You say, because she breached the agreement, I should be able to use these songs for my own purposes in the future.
He can't do that. That's my melody.
Well,
he cannot use that with my melody. I sang those songs to him. He created the music around me singing it. That's my melody. He can't use that.
You're suing him for $650 back. I'm going to give you your $650 back. You didn't get what you bargained for. That's all I have to do. Do you understand that, sir? She didn't get what she bargained for. You have to give her back her money. Now, whether you can use these songs or she can use these songs, I don't have to deal with it. She's suing for $650, and you didn't give her a complete track of children's music.
I gave her all 12, Your Honor.
And she's... No. You say here she breached the agreement, and I should be able to use those songs if I want to. Maybe you can, and maybe you can't. I don't have to go there. That's what you say in your defense, sir. So she gets her $650 back. You can hum, he can hum, and I can go home. Thank you very much.
All you guys do is when they step out.
I paid him to do a job, and he didn't do it.
She wanted 12 songs for $650, and I refused.
He wanted money on the back end, and that wasn't going to happen.
12 songs is not worth $650.
Well, I'll just get somebody else to make the beats and to record it, and it's going to be big. You know, I plan on changing the face of educational music.
Dean versus Howenstein. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Ms. Howenstein, the defendant is your stepdaughter.
Correct.
Is your husband here today?
Yes, he is.
How long have you been married?
April 2002.
According to your claim, your stepdaughter assaulted you in a bar.
Right.
She said that she was merely defending herself, and you hit her first. Is that right?
No, she hit me first, and then I spilled beer on her first, and then she hit me.
She hit you first?
Yeah.
You were retaliating?
Yeah.
How long did you know her father before you married?
About 3 years.
Did you get along with the daughter?
She's the one that introduced us.
Really?
Yes.
Well, at what point did the friendship with her become a negative?
Probably right after we got married. She realized that money was going to stop, that Dad was going to stop bailing her out, and that was my fault. So shortly after we were married.
When was this alleged assault?
October 26th.
Tell me about it.
I had gone to a bar in another town with my friend Glee. We got there about 9 o'clock. Approximately 9:30, the defendant and a girlfriend walked in. All night long, they proceeded to flip me off and very immature and childish. About 11:30, I told my friend she had a cell phone. I said, go call my husband, tell him I'm ready to go home. She comes back from the restroom. She said, he'll be here in about a half an hour. About 20 minutes later, the DJ announces that they're starting the big contest. We had no idea what it was even involving. By this time, people are standing. I can't see anything. My friend Glee stands up. They start the contest. She comes down, and she said, oh, my gosh. And I said, what? She said, your stepdaughter was just on the dance floor, totally naked. And I said, excuse me? By this time, I feel a tap on my shoulder, and my husband's standing there. He asked me what was going on. I said, I don't know, I didn't see, but Glee just told me that Christina was naked on the dance floor. Well, the contest proceeds.
What kind of contest was it?
It was a
temporary tattoo contest.
Go ahead.
So she comes back, she won the contest for a t-shirt, looks over her shoulder, sees her dad standing there. She looks at her friend, she starts to giggle, and she says, oh, my dad's here. So she comes running over to talk to him, and he put his hands up like this. And she's, Dad, Dad, and he put his hands up like this, and he said, you know, Christina, you made me really proud tonight. And she snapped. She lost it. She was screaming at him, F you, I hate you, you're worthless. And then she went through everybody that was with us. And F you, and F you, and F you. And I stood up, I put my coat on, I said, you've drawn enough attention to yourself. I'm taking my husband, we're leaving. I went to take a drink of my beer. She smashed my hand, the beer went all over me, the floor, everyone. I went to throw my beer back at her. The glass fell off the front of my hand. She claims it hit her in the chin. Turned around to walk out, picked up half a pitcher of beer and slammed it, hit me in the right here in the head, and we left.
Do you have any medical records?
I do.
Let's see them, please.
You have pictures, ma'am?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Best Buy. I'm a laborer, and I work part-time as a bartender.
How old are you?
24.
Who do you live with?
Myself.
What time did you get to the bar on the evening of the 26th of October?
It was probably after 10.
Did you come there directly that evening from home?
I stopped up at the bar that I worked at and met Jack up there, and then we went out there.
Was there a contest that night at the bar?
Yes, there was.
Was it a contest where you had any part of your clothes off? The answer is either yes or no. It's very easy to find out. All I have to do is call the bar. The answer is yes or no.
Yes, I had my clothes off.
Would it be a fair statement that in order to get what appears to be, you know, a reasonably intelligent young woman on bar dance floor, have her take her clothes off, she would have had to be a little bit drunk?
Yes, I was.
That would be a fair statement?
Yes, I was.
Had you ever done that before?
No.
Would it be a fair statement that when you saw your father there, that you were a little embarrassed?
No, I didn't even know he was there.
After, I said, when you saw your father there.
No, I wasn't embarrassed.
Not at all?
No.
Then you would have had to have been really drunk.
No, because it has nothing to do with him. It's me, not him. So I'm not embarrassed by it. I did what I did. I can't take it back.
But you wouldn't have done it if you weren't drunk?
Probably not.
Your stepmother was injured as a result of you hitting her on the back of the head with a pitcher. And it's clear to me that you started it.
Somewhat, yes.
Because even according to you, you spilled beer on her by tapping her glass.
I didn't tap her glass. I picked someone's beer up off the bar and threw it on her. I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
There was
even worse.
But
even worse.
It was just the beer. I didn't throw the glass at her.
Even worse. I don't care what it is. You started it. And according to these photographs and the medical records, you finished it. And if you can't control your liquor, don't drink. Period. Because if you think that most normal people would say that a 24-year-old intelligent young lady who is self-supporting, works 2 jobs, lives by herself, whether that it's reasonable and normal behavior for her to get up in front of a whole bunch of strangers and take her clothes off is normal behavior. I'm telling you it is not. Not normal behavior, is it?
Not in my book.
Not in mine either.
Coming up on Judge Judy.
She accused my dad of sleeping with my best friend, and I said something to her about it. She dragged me outside with her and my dad and told me that my dad called me a worthless, good-for-nothing person. That's why they wouldn't have another kid.
And later today.
You started sending her letters that you wanted your money. She says, you're not my lawyer.
She recognized me as her lawyer. And
did you recognize him as your lawyer?
I never spoke with him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melanie Howenstein says stepdaughter Christina Howenstein assaulted her in the middle of a nightclub. Melanie says Christina was so drunk she got naked on stage.
What kind of problem do you have with her?
I've really never had a problem with her. We got along fine. Then we've been having a shaky relationship for 3 years since they've known each other.
Why?
I don't have any idea. I have no clue whatsoever. We got along for 10 months. I was happy that they got married. I don't care that they're married. That's their life. I have nothing to do with it. I don't want them divorced. My father said they were going to get divorced because of this whole situation, and I told him not to because I don't live there. It has nothing to do with me.
Good. Perfect.
No problems, but I don't know. This whole thing has been building up and building up. Like her birthday, she accused my dad of sleeping with my best friend, and I said something to her about it because she does it all the time. And I guess that irritated her because she dragged me outside with her and my dad and told me that my dad called me a worthless, good-for-nothing person. That's why they want to have another kid. So
that's why they what?
They want to have a kid together. So that's why they want to have another kid, is to make up for me being a bad seed. So.
Well, that's a ridiculous statement. Listen, Try to get along with each other. Life is very short. If you're not best friends with your stepmother, be cordial with your stepmother. Where is your biological mother?
Not in the picture.
Not for a long time. So you have no contact with her?
I see her probably 3 times a year, if that.
Okay, you had more of a relationship with your father?
Yes.
Well, don't throw that away. In any event, you're responsible for these medical bills that she had to pay because you started this argument physically. You ended it physically. She was injured. Medical records are clear. You owe $941. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was just a temporary tattoo contest. Just no big deal. Just me out having fun doing what I like to do.
There was problems long before I was involved, and she needs someone to blame it on. I guess I'm the easy target.
My father and I do not talk anymore.
Even if I'm not involved, I think he needs to have a relationship with his daughter.
I want nothing to do with her. I'm not going to talk to him because it'll get back to her about me saying stuff, and it's all going to get twisted around like it has been in the past, so I'm not even going to bother.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lovell versus Carson. Step forward, please.
Attorney Warner Lovell is suing his former client, 27-year-old ticketing agent Diane Michelle Carson, for failure to pay for services in a custody battle. Michelle says she never hired him.
Mr. Lovell, you are an attorney.
That is correct.
And it is your claim that the defendant retained you in a custody proceeding to represent her and that she has an outstanding bill that she wanted to pay.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Carson says that she never retained you. Her mother, if anyone, retained you in this custody proceeding. And aside from that, you failed to show up in court on the day of the hearing. Is that your defense?
Yes.
I gather, Ms. Carson, that this whole case started with a custody proceeding involving your former husband some 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you have 2 small children.
Yes.
According to what I read in your answer, you lost custody to your husband.
Yes.
And your husband remarried. And recently he was dispatched to go into active duty, leaving the 2 children with their stepmother. And it was your desire to regain custody of the children, even temporarily, while their father was in the active military, rather than leaving them with their stepmother. That's what the lawsuit was about.
Yes.
And now, Mr. Lovell, I would like you to tell me when Ms. Carson came to see you, how she was referred to you. I'd like to see the retainer agreement that she signed.
Your Honor, she came to me on or about June 18, 2002, the same date that she signed this agreement. Actually, she didn't come into my office. I gave the agreement to my secretary, one of my witnesses here, Diane Galloway, who is the mother of the defendant.
Okay, hold on a second. You took this retainer agreement, which I want to read for a second, and you gave it to your witness, who happens to be the defendant's mother.
Right, but Your Honor...
When it was returned to you, was it returned signed?
Yes.
So your conversations were primarily with her mother, who was your secretary?
That's correct.
Did you sign a retainer agreement with the plaintiff in June?
No, I did not.
Step up, please. Ms. Galloway, you worked for the plaintiff?
Yes.
For how long?
5 years.
Prior to the 18th of June, 2002, did you discuss with the plaintiff your daughter's predicament with regard to her 2 children?
Yes.
When had your daughter first contacted you and told you that the children were going to be with their stepmother?
She didn't contact me. I just knew.
How did you know?
Because I correspond with their father and the stepmother.
When you found out about it, what did you do?
I encouraged her to try to get temporary custody of them.
When did you speak to him?
June the 18th.
Are you telling me that prior to June the 18th you never spoke to him about the situation?
Not as far as in a professional manner, just as far as in corresponding, I would come in kind of depressed or upset or something and, share with him the situation.
Now, in June is when you had the first formal conversation with him, is that right?
That's correct.
And was it at that time that he gave you this retainer agreement?
Yes.
And what did you do with the retainer agreement?
I signed it, and then Michelle signed it.
Where was she when she signed it?
In my kitchen, in my house.
On what date?
September, I'm going to say probably around 21st, 22nd.
Your Honor, I don't want you to speak.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
The conference with client that you are referring to in your billing statement has to be Miss Galloway. Is that correct?
Yes, but may I explain?
No.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Attorney Warner Lovell says former client Michelle Carson owes for his services involving custody. Michelle says Mr. Lovell was hired by her mother, so she should pay.
Why is it that your daughter didn't sign the retainer agreement until September?
Because the proceedings, the way they were going, we thought we were going to have to, you know, get attorney fees from the defendant. And I couldn't do that because I was not a party to the litigation. So I told her, in order to get attorney fees, you're the party, I'm not, you need to sign this.
Now, when was the hearing in this case?
First one I was involved in was scheduled for June 28, 2002, but we went in a day early, the 27th, at mutual agreement.
Mr. Lovell, between June 18th and September, how many court appearances did you make?
I made that one.
And then?
There was another lawyer involved for the defendant here, and the defendant and her mother wanted someone with more experience. I have 32 years experience.
Shh, Mr. Lovell. Who told you that?
Diane Galloway, my witness, told me they wanted someone more experienced. I then communicated with the defendant about this, and I sent her letters. She never responded to one of the letters and indicated
what was the date of, what was the date of the letter, sir?
It was September 23rd. Was to her lawyer, my co-counsel, pointing out...
No. Mr. Lovell, Mr. Lovell, sir, let me explain to you where I'm going, and you know exactly. You know exactly where I'm going, Mr. Lovell. Right. Between June 18th and some date in September that your witness is not sure of, the defendant did not retain you. She retained you.
I disagree with that assessment.
Well, I'm telling you, you may disagree with it, but since I am the final arbiter of what's going on here, you have to accept that, sir. Now, you are suing for work that was done between June and September. I think that your secretary wanted some help with a custody case that she thought was a good idea initially in April. She told her daughter that she thought her daughter should pursue this custody case as opposed to the stepmother. Her daughter retained her own attorney. She signed a retainer agreement with you in June. She did not sign it until September. And all I'm asking you now, sir, is to fill in the blanks for me when you had correspondence with the defendant. Show me.
The first letter I had with her was the 23rd of September. Here's a copy of the letter. I had another one on October 8th. But prior to these letters, I had telephone communications with her, Judge, Your Honor, and she recognized me as her counsel.
Don't tell me she recognized you as her counsel, sir. I don't see that she recognized you as her counsel. You don't have a retainer agreement signed by her until September. And in September, you started sending her letters that you wanted your money. She says, you're not my lawyer. I mean, I'm not asking her any questions. I'm just looking at your paperwork, sir, and listening to your witness.
From August 6th to October 7th, Diane Galloway was out of my office with a wrist injury and surgery. So I was having to communicate some with the defendant directly. She recognized me as her lawyer. And
did you recognize him as your lawyer?
I never spoke with him. It was always through my mom. My mom would tell me something. I never spoke with this gentleman on the telephone except for one time, and it was a no charge on the billing statement. All of this other billing is conversation with Diane Galloway, conversation with Diane Galloway.
Can I see it, please?
All of the bills.
Can I see it, please? How much did you pay your attorney?
My attorney, $2,000.
What happened with the case?
I lost.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Who paid you your retainer on June 18th?
Diane Galloway paid a $500 retainer on that time. I have a copy of the check she's given.
I believe you.
Okay.
Am I correct that in your statement to this defendant, dated 7/1/02 for the month of June, that when you refer to conference with client, you are referring to Miss Galloway?
Some of those were with Miss Galloway. I had a conversation or two with each one.
Listen to me, sir. You don't say clients. You say client. Did you have a conference with Miss Carson on 6/18? The answer is either yes or no.
No.
So if you did not have a conference, Mr. Lovell, with Ms. Carson on June 18th, the conference with client that you are referring to in your billing statement has to be Ms. Galloway. Is that correct?
Yes, but may I explain?
No. On June 19th, did you have a conference with Ms. Carson?
Not in person.
Are you telling me, sir, that you had a conference on the telephone with Ms. Carson and you had a conference with Ms. Galloway as well?
No. The defendant worked for American Airlines and I couldn't reach her by phone during the day. When I would call, I usually would not get a response. If she had to come into my office, she would lose pay. Therefore, I would communicate to her through Diane Galloway.
Mr. Lovell, I'm not going to prolong this torture anymore, sir. You do not have a case against Ms. Carson, and you know it. Case dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Came as a complete surprise to me today that she's saying I'm not her lawyer.
The agreement was that my mother hired him. He was a co-counsel. She was paying the bill, and I was paying my own lawyer bill.
What I heard my daughter say is that I pushed her into getting temporary custody of her children versus her stepmom. That tells me that she don't want them.
And I've gone through 3 lawyers paying and paying to get my children. So it's not that I don't want my children.
Hannah versus Henderson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. Hanna, you and the defendant have an on-again, off-again sort of relationship, and you have a child together. According to your complaint, you were ordered to pay child support, which you did in fact pay, which was probably being deducted from your salary.
Yes, ma'am.
And there came a time when Miss Henderson and your son moved in with you. They lived with you for 2 months. According to you, she was supposed to stop the child support. She did not, and that money was taken out of your check while she was living with you. You want that money back.
Correct.
In addition, you came home one day and found that she had moved out of the house, taken all your furniture, and according to you, took $500 with your ATM card.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Henderson says she has your permission to take the furniture and the money, and in addition, that you told her that since she was getting child support from you, she had to take care of all the child's expenses when you were living together, so that she's entitled to that. When was your son born?
January 29th, 2 years ago.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you separate?
About 4 months later, I was at work, got a phone call from a friend of mine, says Jesse came out of an apartment complex, known to be one...
listen, I just asked you for a date.
Okay.
You know.
It's probably 4 months after my son was born.
Did you start to pay child support immediately?
Yes, ma'am.
That was as soon as she moved out?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when did she move back in with you?
Well, we got back together, and I was staying with her at her East 46th Street house, and she said we need to get a single house for us and the kids. So for the next 4 months, we was looking at houses. I bought a 4-bedroom house in the suburb of Cleveland, Parma. I thought everything was going good.
When she moved into the house that you bought, was she giving you any money?
She did at first. She gave me $3,000, help pay for, like insurance and stuff like that.
Just a minute. So she stayed with you for 2 months in the new house that you bought?
Yes, ma'am.
And when she stayed with you for 2 months, she gave you $3,000?
Yes, ma'am.
What did she give you the $3,000 for, sir?
It was child support money. She gave it back to me saying, here, since we was living together prior to moving into this house, that she's like, here, it's my savings, take it.
And you took it?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you suing her now for?
Thank you.
What are you suing her now for?
She sued me back for the $3,000, but she signed a gift letter saying it was a gift, free and clear, no strings attached before I bought my house.
Just 1 second. Hold on a second. So she sued you for the $3,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she get it?
No, ma'am.
So now you have the $3,000?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you suing her for?
The child support was from when we stayed together at her East 47th Street home that she continued to get while I was living with her. Under Ohio law, she was supposed to report that I was living with her at child support. She never did. Under the new agreement that I bought the new house, the child support was supposed to be dropped. The money is now is irrelevant. She took my kids and my life. That's the important thing. She has refused up until this week to let me see my children. I continue to pay this.
Mr. Hanna, listen to me very carefully, sir. You have to decide what court you want to be in. If you're not here over the money, because clearly, if she gave you $3,000 when you moved into the new house, and this house is in your name,
yes, ma'am,
and for moving in expenses, for the child support, for whatever, and that was her savings, that's what you just told me, she gave you her savings, I am unsympathetic with you with regard to her taking $500 out of your ATM account. So if what you're saying is that you're angry because she won't let you see your son, that's a whole different story. That's something that I can't do anything about. That's something that you have to do something about.
Legal motions have been filed in our hometown. I'm in the process of, going after joint custody with her. Tracking down where she's staying currently is another story.
Well, why do you think she's so angry with you, Mr. Hanna?
Your Honor, I come home, I work 6 days a week, I drive truck, I work 14 hours a day. I come home on a Friday night, my whole house is empty. My kids are gone. Can you picture everything you own?
One child.
No, she has another child by a previous relationship.
I understand that, but you only have one child together.
I consider hers mine, though.
Do you
with
pay
all my
child
heart.
support for her?
I give that child everything she needed.
Do you pay child support for her?
No, but I continue to give that child everything she needs. The love and a father. Ain't that the most important thing?
No, the most important thing is food.
Right? She took that, too.
The most important thing, Mr. Hanna, is food.
She took that also.
I'm asking you a question. So you don't know why she cleaned out your house. Why don't you tell him?
He knows why.
No, just a minute. He doesn't know why.
Because he was cheating on me.
Got it?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Yes.
That's what's in her head.
I know that's what's in her head. If she would stay on her psychiatric medication, things would be all right.
Excuse me, Your Honor, it's Zoloft, okay? Depression, for the first time he loved me.
Now, Miss Henderson.
Yes.
You have a child together.
Yes.
He may not be a wonderful mate.
Correct.
But you picked him to father your child.
Correct.
You cannot decide after you have had a child with someone that you don't want them to have any input in that child's life anymore because you don't like. I'm speaking because you don't like them anymore. That's not your prerogative. And if you do that, you're doing a disservice to your son, who will one day grow up and hate you for it. May not hate you for it now because he's 2, 3 years old, but when he's 15, trust me, he will hate you for it. I've been in this business a long time. So I would not fight the issue of regular contact between this gentleman and his child.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
When the baby was 6 months old, he had left me for a 19-year-old. Got her pregnant. Now they have a 7-month-old baby together.
So?
So after I move out, he's got her she moves in a month after I move out. So he's got 2 different women coming to his house. He's drinking all the time. I don't need my son around that stuff.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You can be the drama lady from today until tomorrow. You do not impress me. You are not listening to what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is, you're no bargain either.
And later today.
What you're annoyed about is that he moved on before you were finished with each other.
No, I'm actually more annoyed at the fact that he's slept with my best friend. Now they're having a baby.
I would try to say a little more delicately than you did.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michael Hanna claims ex-fiancée Jessica Henderson owes for the return of child support. Jessica says Michael cheated on her with a 19-year-old girl.
You have 2 out-of-wedlock children.
Exactly.
He's got 2 out-of-wedlock children. Sounds like a perfect match to me. What I'm telling you is, you picked him. He is the father of your son. Don't look at him. Don't look at her. He is the father of your son. You don't have the right to say, I don't want him to have anything to do with him. You don't have that right. If a judge tells you that because it's not in the child's best interest, the judge will make that decision. But I'm telling you that you don't have the right, just because you wear the mantra mother, to say this person who had father a child, who you lived with off and on, who this child knows as his father, you don't have the right to cut off that relationship. And you may have the right to cut off the relationship with the older child and him. That's unfortunate if he's been in that child's life for a long time. But you certainly don't have the right to cut off a relationship with his biological son. That's very stupid.
So it's all right to let my son go over there while he, have sex with these 2 women at the same time, out drinking, having his other girlfriend,
Miss Henderson,
taking my child to daycare.
Miss Henderson, listen to me carefully. You can be the drama lady from today until tomorrow. You do not impress me. You are not listening to what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is, You're no bargain either. You've had 2 out-of-wedlock children.
Correct.
As far as I can tell, somebody else was at least marginally supporting you. I don't know who supports you now. What I'm telling you is the 2 of you aren't bargains. However, maybe between the 2 of you, you can make one perfect parent. Maybe 50% you, 50% him. You don't have the right to tell him he can't see his son. Your case is dismissed, sir. She gave you $3,000. It's over. Goodbye.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
I'm not mad. I'm just glad that she voiced her opinion about me being able to see my children.
I know his lifestyle, and, you know, I really don't want my child growing up like he did.
Judge Judy asked her who helped support her. She lives with a 72-year-old sugar daddy.
I know what goes on when the children aren't there.
Maybe if I'm living the lifestyle she accuses me of, maybe she still wants a part of it. I don't know.
He's not ready to be a father.
She'd still be in my house and still be with my kids right now. She wouldn't, you know, she'd just leave the drugs and everything else alone, you know.
He'll go his separate way, and I'll go my separate way.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rushworth versus Tripp, step forward.
Broker coordinator Sheila Rushworth is suing her ex-boyfriend, project manager Clay Tripp, for breaking an apartment lease and for his share of household bills. Clay says Sheila kicked him out.
Miss Rushworth, you have 2 children, is that right?
Yes, I do.
How old are they?
14 and just turned 11.
According to your complaint, you and Mr. Tripp were in a relationship and decided to lease an apartment or a home together.
Correct.
You did so and moved in with your 2 children. There came a time when the 2 of you weren't getting along anymore. Mr. Tripp moved out of the apartment. Yes. It was an altercation. He moved out of the apartment, and you want him to pay his share of the remainder of the lease because you evidently had an agreement where you would each pay half the rent.
Correct, yes.
In addition, you say that he left owing some household bills and that you lost some days' pay because he filed a false restraining order against you that you had to take time to have resolved. Mr. Tripp says that you harassed him by phone after the breakup, which inspired his request for a protective order, that he owes you nothing for the rent because you had an agreement, according to him, that he can establish, and that agreement was you told him in exchange for keeping his part of the security deposit, you would take care of the rest of the rent and bills. And it wasn't until after you ascertained that he was in another relationship, a relationship where he was having a child with somebody else, that you decided that he owed you the money. That's your defense.
That's right.
When did you sign this lease, Miss Rushworth?
I had originally lived in the home for 1 year prior to signing the lease with the defendant.
How were you paying the rent at that time?
The rent at that time was at a reduced amount. It was at $1,100 a month. Once Clay moved in with us, it was then increased to $1,600 a month.
When did Mr. Tripp sign the lease?
The lease was signed by both of us on May 1st, and I have a copy of that.
And prior to May 1st of 2004, you lived there for 1 year paying the rent all by yourself.
Correct, and I have a copy of the first page of that lease as well.
Okay. You had already paid $1,100 as security deposit. There was another $500 owed. Who paid the $500?
There was an additional $500 for the security deposit.
That's what I said.
Borrowed from my parents.
Is that correct, Mr. Tripp?
Your Honor, I'll have to say that, no, I believe I put the money up for that security deposit at that time.
You have a check?
No, I don't have a check. I paid in cash. We did, however, live together in that home from July of the year previously with the knowledge of the owner, who insisted we sign the lease come the next turn of events.
Ah, I see. So you lived there for almost a year.
Almost a year.
Paying $1,100 a month rent.
Precisely, which was below market, but it was right next to...
And how much did you contribute of the $1,100?
Half.
Is that right?
Yes.
Where is the father of your 2 children?
My 14-year-old's father lives in Mira Mesa.
How much child support does he pay?
He pays $335 a month.
Father of your other child?
He lives in Colorado, and he pays $300 a month.
Okay, let's get to the rent. When did you move out, sir?
I moved out December 1st.
What precipitated your moving out?
The tensions had increased over finances, and basically she told me to get out of her house in no uncertain terms.
Is that right, Miss Rushworth?
Minus a few details is correct.
So you told him to leave?
That was because he threw water at me. He threw a glass of water at me, and Then after that...
So was what you're telling me, you want the rent on this house from December when he left until the end of the lease in May?
Yes.
You're not going to get it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sheila Rushworth says ex-boyfriend Clay Tripp owes for breaking an apartment lease and for household bills.
You were living there with your 2 children, so that you were 3 people. He's 1 person, and yet from the time he moved in, he paid half the bills. So, quite honestly, I don't know what you're doing here with regard to the rent.
That's exactly why we're here, because the 2 of us couldn't decide on the rent and how it should be handled. As far as the other remaining portion of it, the monthly bills that we had, household bills that we had in effect at the time he left, is all I'm asking for him to pay his share of. The SDG&E, the trash, the water, the cable.
Well, how much does that come to?
When you take off the rent, it's about $1,000.
And when he gave you money prior to you having difficulty, did he give you money by check or cash for these bills?
He would give me cash depending on the amount of his check, but for the 3 months prior to this event occurring, he was having his wages garnished by the IRS, so they would take $1,200 of his check. If he only had $300 or $400 out of the check, he might give me $100 of it.
That's what happens when you play house.
Sure, that's exactly, and that's what I mean by sometimes it was more.
Then I've just resolved the issue for you, madam.
The items that he's saying he's paid.
I've just resolved the issue for you, madam. It's over. It's over. You played house for a while. It didn't work out. He does not strike me as a deadbeat. What he did was say to you, I am in effect assisting and supporting your children.
He also would work from home.
So what difference does that make?
Which facilitates...
No. Shh.
Yes, sir.
That doesn't make any difference. Miss Rushworth. If he worked out of your home, that means he worked out of the home that he had before you, I assume.
Which was with me. For 6 years, we lived together.
Oh, so why are you telling me, madam, that this was a relatively recent thing?
Clay and I moved in together in September of 1999. After 2 years of living there, he left on a moment's notice. I was evicted. We got back together. He never once made up for it. He moved in with me at the apartment when I was living there because he was evicted from his place.
He didn't move in with you, madam.
I let him move in with me.
Listen.
He's been...
Miss Rushworth.
Yes.
It's over.
Yes.
The rent is over. The gas bill is over. I'm not interested in the rent and the gas bill. I'm interested in the final part of your claim, which is that he filed false allegations against you, which required you to defend a protective order.
The allegations he filed, I did not say were false. I just said he filed allegations and then didn't bother to show up at the hearing.
He's allowed to do that.
I felt
He's
just arbitrarily not show up after I'm required to attend the hearing?
Absolutely. Very often people say, listen, the allegations are true, but we had a long-term relationship. All I wanted to do was stop harassing me. So I'm going to file this. I'm going to give her a wake-up call. Wake up. It's over. Don't call me anymore.
He only did that at the instance of his girlfriend. His girlfriend is the one who instigated it because the restraining order was restraining me from contacting her.
And he's filed one for every girlfriend he's had over the last 12 years.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry, but she's leaving a lot out.
Just a second. She's not leaving anything out that I require.
Okay.
So, Miss Rushworth, he's moved on. What you're annoyed about is that he moved on before you were finished with each other.
No. I'm actually more annoyed at the fact that he's, slept with my best friend. Now they're having a baby. And now they're, doing all kinds of stuff. And so there's a whole lot of other issues.
I tried to say that more delicately, that he moved on with his life.
At this point, that's exactly where it comes to, and I appreciate you pointing that out.
I'm just saying that it's a little more, I would try to say it a little more delicately than you did. He moved on with his life before you were finished with your life together. And that was aggravating. You had a 6-year relationship, not just a year relationship. And I can imagine that you are really angry. Time to say, period.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
May I
and I say the same. Period.
Your Honor. May I give him the remaining documents that I had at the house that he doesn't have?
You give them to Bird.
Great.
Bird will take care of it. Thank you.
How does that excuse? You step out.
Hey. He still doesn't care. He still isn't sorry. He doesn't have any change in his behavior, and he doesn't feel he owes the money.
She has a great perspective as far as when it is over. It is over. It's time to move on.
He was cheating on me and having an affair, and then he decided to leave, move in with her, and have a baby.
She is having the same kind of trouble with her husband at the time. Neither one of us had any intimacy until long after we were out of the house.
I was tired of the abuse. I was tired of being, yelled at and called names and stuff. And, he threw water at me, and I called the police.
Morning, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Ms. Halsey, according to your complaint, the defendants assaulted you.
Yes.
At your home.
Yes.
And the defendant says that this was a fight that was precipitated by you. You just got the worst of it. That's your defense.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you chilly?
Yeah.
Are you very chilly?
Yes.
That's because you dressed inappropriately to come to court.
I'm sorry.
So maybe we could find you a sweater or something to put on so you're not so chilly and not so inappropriately clad for court.
I'm very sorry, ma'am.
Good. So you step outside and see if we can find you something to wear. You remember the name Judge Jane Boland?
Oh, yes. Very well.
So let's go see if we can find her a trench coat or something back there.
That's Judge Bowen.
See if we can find her something back there, Bert.
I will be right
Very
back.
good. Thank you. I get distracted when I have to watch somebody's navel, except my 3-year-old grandchild.
Okay.
Much more appropriate. Who's Darcy?
I am.
Good. You're Jessica?
Yes.
Miss Halsey, I want you to tell me when this assault took place.
On Friday, January 16th, 2004. It all started at my job. They came in and started harassing me.
The same day?
Yes.
How do you know these two girls?
I was good friends with Darcy for a while, and Jessica went to my school last year. Now she's dating my ex-boyfriend.
Jessica's dating your ex-boyfriend?
Yes.
What happened earlier in the day on the 16th?
I was working, and my cousin Angelica, she came in to visit me at work, and about, I'd say 15 minutes later, they came in with my ex-boyfriend. They just wanted to drink, and they were just starting crap, basically, just asking for the manager, just laughing and making fun of me pretty much.
Oh my God.
I was trying to tell them to leave, so eventually they left, and I went home.
Where were you working at the time?
Taco Bell.
How long had you been working there?
I'd say 2 months.
So the two of them and your ex-boyfriend came in. She's dating your ex-boyfriend. So when you got home, you were really upset. What did you do?
I called his mother and told her to have him not bother me anymore, because I hadn't talked to him or these two girls for about 4 months before all this happened. We just stopped being friends. They said they didn't like me, and I just moved on, and basically they came into my work out of nowhere.
Okay, so you called ex-boyfriend's mother and said, please let him leave you alone.
Yes.
What's the next thing that happened?
I was home for a while, and then I get a phone call from Jessica, just being really immature, saying that they wanted to come over and beat me up, and I didn't understand why, because we hadn't talked in a long time. And
What did she exactly say to you, if you remember?
She kept calling me and I was like, okay, if I am, that's no reason to come and beat me up. So.
Well, what did she say about beating you up?
She just kept saying, you're going down, basically. She's like, we're coming over, we're gonna beat you up.
Did she say anything about the phone call that you had placed to the ex-boyfriend's mother?
No,
Yes
she
or
didn't.
no?
She handed
No.
the phone to him.
To the ex-boyfriend?
Yes, and he kept saying, never call my house, never call any of my friends ever again.
Okay. So they were together. 3 of them were together.
Yes.
All right, what's the next thing that happened?
They call me telling me they want to meet me at the store across the street from my house because I kept telling them not to come to my home. And they called me from
What time was this?
I'd say around 9 o'clock.
What time was the first telephone call to your house?
Between 8:30 and 8:45.
And then they called back at 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Who did you speak to when they called back at 9 o'clock?
Darcy.
What did she say to you?
She said for me not to be such a coward and to show up at Albertsons, that they were going to beat me up. And I was like, whatever, basically just get them off the phone. So then they hung up on me, and about 5 minutes later, they called me from Albertsons, the store across the street from my house, and they said they were there waiting for me, and I was like, I'm not going, I'm not showing up, I don't know what you were thinking. And they hung up before I could even say anything else. And next thing I know, I hear them squealing up my driveway. It was like, by that time it was around 9:15, 9:30.
Now, do you live in a private house, or?
They're condominiums, and they have a gated front door to all of our little complex. But at the time, the lock was broken on the gate.
In the apartment complex where you live, is there a restaurant?
No.
Is there a movie theater?
No, nothing.
Is it a shopping mall?
No.
So there was no other reason for them to be there but to see either you or someone else at the complex.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anyone else who lives in her apartment complex?
No, just them, the Halseys.
Do you know anyone else who lives in the apartment complex?
No.
So it's a fair statement that the two of you drove there in order to see her.
She called us up there.
That's not what I asked you. It's a fair statement that you drove to her house to see her, right?
After she called me, yes, and told me to come up there.
I never invited them to my home.
Just a second. I'm going to say it one more time. It's a fair statement that you drove to her house to see her.
Yes.
Who was driving?
I am. I have my own truck.
How wonderful for you. Yeah. What happened when they got there?
When they got there, I had about 5 friends over at my house. So I told everyone to stay in the house, and my cousin Angelica follows me out there. And the gate was broken, and I saw Darcy and my ex-boyfriend stumbling towards the gate. Obviously, they were drunk.
Don't tell me what they
Okay, well, then they started stumbling towards the gate, and I was out there to meet them at the gate to tell them. I kept telling them, go home, this is not happening at my house, leave. I said it, I screamed it so many times. And then Darcy walks in the gate and pushes me really hard, and by the time I get up and see what was going on, she starts pounding on her in the face. And I turned to Darcy to try to pull her off of Angelica, and she turns towards me and starts pounding me in the face really bad. I have pictures of, she broke my nose, I have medical bills, I had to go to the hospital for 4 hours.
Please.
Yes.
Do you have a police report?
We did make one, but we couldn't, our original case was filed at the Vista Courthouse, and we couldn't get it to come here.
Has anyone from the police department spoken to you?
They called us like a couple months after all this happened. He called and said he'd get back to us later. And he never did.
Didn't. Must have lots of fights there. How old are you?
I'm 18.
How old are you?
18.
I want to explain several things to you before we go any further. It is possible that the police will file charges against you for assault. Did you sign a complaint?
Oh yeah, I pressed charges.
Who are you?
I'm her mother. That's my mother.
Could you step up here for a second?
Yes.
Miss Halsey?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Halsey, I don't want to proceed with this case. I mean, clearly I don't want to place these two women in jeopardy by having them testify if they're going to have a criminal proceeding brought against them. Do you intend to pursue this matter criminally?
I wanted to.
If that's the case, then I'm not going to proceed with this case. If you're prepared to let this matter be resolved civilly, I'm prepared to do that. Do you understand?
I understand, yes.
Well, you have to tell me what you want to do. You want to confer with your daughter?
Actually, we really need the medical bills covered. We would really like this just to be settled and done and over with.
So is what you're telling me that you do not intend to pursue the assault charge based upon the events of the 16th of January?
If it means that we can't go through with this, then we won't.
All right. Now, you have to understand that the police are not necessarily bound by their statement that they don't wish to press charges. And the police could still arrest you. You understand that?
Okay.
And that any testimony that you give here today could be used at a trial against you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now, do you want to proceed with this today?
Yeah, we'll go on.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you not following what I'm saying? You're 18 years old. Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet. I'm still in school, actually.
Well, I would suggest that you stay in school for a little longer.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Halsey says her former friends Darcy O'Neill and Jessica Clark came to her home and attacked her. Amy says they broke her nose and gave her a concussion.
Okay. You can continue.
She started hitting me, and then I fell to the ground. She was kicking me in the ribs, pounding my head into
That's Darcy.
Yes, Darcy was pounding my head into the wall by holding my hair. And then I got my footing, and I noticed she started to pound on Angelica's face again, and she was hitting her really hard, so I tried pulling her off again, and my ex-boyfriend was holding me back, and while Darcy was hitting me, he was holding her back from helping. And then I see Jessica walking in towards the gate, so I shoved her towards the truck so she'd get back in, because she was also stumbling. So I'm like, you need to stay out of this. This has nothing to do with you. So she didn't get back in the truck. She just started pounding on the side of my head, and she tripped me, and I fell into a bush, and I got up and just started running. I just ran all the way around my complex to my back door, and I was screaming for someone to call 911, and by the time I got back into my house, Angelica had run inside and started calling the cops.
Did you see either of the two of them after you ran back into the house?
Well, I had stopped when I was about to turn the corner, and I saw Jessica, like, just laughing and turning around, walking back to the truck.
All right, Darcy, why don't you tell me your version of the events of the 16th?
Okay, on January 16th, we were on our way over to our friend's house, and we stopped to get something to drink. Amy was behind the counter when we got in there, and she was talking to Shane about getting some of her personal items back from him. He told her to leave him alone, whatever. We started walking out the door. She went back to her behind the counter, yelled some words at her, pretty much.
Thank you.
And then we left there. A little while later, we got phone calls from her and her friends harassing us.
That's not true. I never
Shh,
called.
I don't want you to speak. Darcy, before you go any further, are you going to try to tell me that neither you, Jessica, or the ex-boyfriend knew that she worked at that Taco Bell?
We knew she worked there.
That's all. Just a second. That's all I wanted to know. So you knew she worked there.
Yes.
Keep going.
After that, we got phone calls throughout the day, them harassing us, telling them that they wanted us to come, you know.
Who's them?
Her and her friends from Wisconsin, all of them. They were yelling on our phones with death threats, them harassing us on the phone.
Not true.
Shh. Did you hear what I said? Jessica, after the incident at Taco Bell, where did you go?
We went to our friend's house that lives...
Who was there?
Me, myself, Darcy, my boyfriend, and my friend that we went to the house.
Your boyfriend's name is Shane, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did Shane's mother tell him that this young lady had called the house?
I have no idea. I had no...
When did Shane tell you?
He didn't tell me. It's not my business. I didn't know.
You didn't know what?
I didn't know that she had called his mom. I really didn't even...
Did you see his mother after this incident?
No.
You've never seen his mother after this incident?
I've seen her after this incident.
That's what I wanted to know.
Thought
you've seen his mother after the incident, is that right?
Months after.
Don't play with me.
Well, yes,
Don't listen to me. Don't play with me. Because it's very easy. I can call her on the phone. Do you understand?
It's fine. I have...
When you saw his mother afterwards, did she tell you that Amy had called her on the 16th?
No, she did not.
Did she ever tell you that Amy had called her on the 16th?
No, she did not.
Did your boyfriend, Shane, ever tell you that Amy had called her on the 16th?
No, he did not.
And you spoke to his mother, is that
Yes.
right? Oh, okay. Give me his mother's name and phone number.
Linda is her name. I don't know her last name or her phone number. I don't call her. It's
What's
my
her phone-
boyfriend.
what's
I don't
her
have
phone
any.
number?
It's in my cell phone. Oh, I don't have my purse.
Her last name is...
You have her cell phone number?
Yes, but it's in my purse.
Go get it. Excuse me. Now, you would say that that would be a very important piece of information, wouldn't you? If she had called... I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
If she had called your boyfriend's mother that day and said, listen, please have them leave me alone, that would have been important, right?
Excuse me? Can I...
I asked you a question. Would that be important to me in demonstrating that all she wanted you to do was leave her alone?
If I had been calling her.
Listen to me. If she had called your boyfriend's mother and said, please have Shane and his friends leave me alone, I don't want any trouble, that would be an important thing, don't you think? Important piece of information for me. And I assume that you support Miss Darcy's statements that she called you and threatened you all day. So it would be important if, after you were where you knew she worked, if she picked up the phone and called your boyfriend's mother and said, please have them leave me alone. I mean, are you not following what I'm saying? You're 18 years old. Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet. I'm still in school, actually.
Well, I would suggest that you stay in school for a little longer.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amy Halsey claims former friends Darcy O'Neill and Jessica Clark owe for an assault. Amy claims the young women came to her home and attacked her.
Let me tell you about liars. Shh. I hate liars. And I hate liars who swear to tell the truth and then lie. Because one of the things that I'm really good at is ferreting out the truth. So, Miss Jessica and Miss Darcy, let me tell you what Miss told me because she was totally unaware of why I was calling her. She told me she absolutely spoke with Amy and her mother on the 16th of January, that Amy called her hysterical because she said that her son and the two of you had gone into Taco Bell and reduced her to tears. And that she was asking, she and her mother were asking Shane's mother to please prevail upon her son and you to leave her alone. Does that come as a surprise to you?
To me, yeah.
Oh, really? Then Shane's mother is a liar? Is that what you're telling me? Because Shane's mother said that she finally got to talk to you, Darcy, that evening. To you. To you. Missy. And to her son. And that to best of her recollection, she managed to reach her son on your cell phone. Miss Jessica?
She talked to him.
I'm speaking. I suckered you into this long before I spoke to his mother. You are two big, lying bullies. And you went over to her house and you beat her up. And I don't believe a word that you say in your answer here, which is, she threatened us. She demanded that we come to her house. We drove to her house. She instigated the fight. No. You were annoyed, the two of you, because she and her mother had called Shane's mother and asked for her help. His mother said, what I wanted to do was to get Shane's side of the story. Well, unfortunately, she got Shane's side of the story, which she believes.
Excuse me?
I'm speaking.
I'm sorry.
You are dishonest and dumb and bullies. And you're going to pay for all of her medical bills and all of her pain and suffering, because all you have to do is lie to me once, which you did. And I don't have to hear another word out of your lying mouths. You're bullies. I don't know what's going to become of you. All I can suggest is that you stay in school, because you don't know how to dress when you come to court. So suggests to me that you have no sense of decorum. You are a liar, which suggests to me that you have to go back to moral school. You're hanging around with her, who's just a big bully and throws her weight around, clearly, in attacking her.
You don't even...
What? Don't go there. Your nose was broken?
Yes. Concussion, bruised ribs.
What I don't understand is, quite frankly, how the police could not pursue this matter.
That's what I don't understand.
And at least give both of these girls a record for assault. They may not go to jail.
That's what I want.
But it's outrageous to me that with just one phone call that I was able to make today, that the police department chose to believe this cock and bull story that these two girls told them. It's an outrage to me. What do you do, Darcy?
What do I do?
For a living.
I'm an assistant manager at the Ranch Deli.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all. Out. Thank you.
I would like to thank Judge Judy for the justice she has served.
It wasn't fair at all.
I really hope those two girls don't ever do what they did to me to anybody else. No one deserves that.
I didn't touch. I pushed. That's it. She did the hitting, the actual fight.
They've been looking for fights since I've known them. They just want to fight. They're fighters.
What are we supposed to do?
It was heartbreaking to go home and see her, to see the both of them covered in blood.
They were our best friends for about a year and a half.
She just went crazy. Like, you just know people, you think you know them, and you don't.
One day they just turned.
She went psycho on us.
So I tried to grow up, and obviously they haven't.
Now, it's case number 1 on the calendar in the matter of Walker versus Noble. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Walker, you and the defendant leased an apartment together. Is your claim that the defendant locked you out, she kept some of your property, and in addition, she showed around a private letter which caused you embarrassment?
Yeah.
The defendant says that you, in fact, broke the lease to the apartment. She is countersuing for your share of 4 months' rent. She said that she did not lock you out of the apartment. So when did you sign this lease?
It was September 22nd of 2001.
And how did you know the defendant?
I used to work with her, and we were friends.
So tell me when this problem started, around Christmas time?
It was around Christmas time, December 21st of 2001. I had received a phone call, 3 o'clock in the morning, from my mother, stating that she was sick, and that she wanted me to come down there to be with her.
Where does she live?
She lives in Virginia.
Where is this apartment that you were living in?
It's in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
The only thing I took with me was my clothes. A few days later, my mom got better, so I was going to come home, and I received a phone call from Josie stating that I am no longer allowed in the house because she thought I moved out.
How many days later?
It had to have been like 4 or 5.
In the month of December?
In the month of December.
No.
Okay. Had you paid your share of December's rent?
Yes, I was paid up until January.
None of that is true at
Just
all.
a second, I'm going to get to you in a minute. All right, how much was rent?
It was $240. I paid $240 a month.
Josie, give me your version of what happened.
Let's see, December 20th, I spoke to him on the phone, and I asked him if he had his share of the rent money. And the whole month, I was letting him go with just giving me $40 a week, and we'll just take it up from there, and he'd make it up to me at the end of the month. And when I talked to him, he said that he spent his share on presents. And I never once said that he could never come back to the apartment.
Let's just get you're getting ahead of yourself. You're getting ahead of yourself. Now, what happened? He said he left December 21st. What happened?
He left in the night. I never heard a phone ring at 3 a.m. I would have woken up. He would have woken up.
Well, who's he?
He is my my ex-boyfriend. He was there at the time.
Okay, I don't care whether you heard a phone or you didn't hear a phone. You woke up December 21st, and
I woke up. Well, he woke up to go wake Jamie up to go to work, and he found this note that Jamie left.
Can I see it, please? Did you write this letter?
No, I did not. That is not my writing.
Oh, my God.
I have very sloppy writing. That is not my writing.
Do you have any other writing of the...
I have the copy of the lease that he signed, and I don't know about that.
Well, but he's printing this.
There should be a signature one right above my
I see.
signature.
Oh, I see. Yes, you're right. I think you wrote this.
I did not write it.
I think you wrote this, Mr. Walker. I'm just looking at the way you not only signed your name here, but printed it on your lease. It's exactly the same as the printing on this. Yes, it is. Okay. So you left.
Yes.
What items do you claim that Miss Noble kept of yours?
Well, she has a computer.
Well, you wrote here the computer is yours, too. You can have my last paycheck. Give this to Dawn as proof. And you also wrote the computer is yours, too.
I did not give her the computer.
Well, that's what you wrote, sir.
But I didn't write that, I'm saying.
Oh, I think you did.
Well, she has a desk of mine, too. A bed. She has some books, CDs.
And when did you try to get back into the apartment, Mr. Walker?
It was right after I got back.
Okay. And you're on the lease?
Yes, I am.
Then you should have been let back into the apartment. Did you go to the police?
No, I didn't know I could.
Of course you did. If you have a lease to an apartment, you're on the lease.
The landlord wouldn't let me back in there either.
No, you go to the police. Put your hand down. I didn't ask for you. You know that you can go to the police if you're locked out of your apartment. Come.
And they had the locks changed, too.
So what? The police go, they knock at the door, they say he has a lease to the apartment, he has the absolute right to be here, to the apartment. You were ready to go home in a couple of days. You go home. So I don't believe you, sir.
He didn't go to Virginia. I have a receipt from my cousin who sent him money while he was in York, PA. I
don't care where he went. I don't believe him. You want to tell me the second part of your lawsuit, sir? Second part of your lawsuit is about a letter.
Yes. Miss Noble had gone through my room with all my stuff, and she had found a personal letter of mine, and she had given it to one of our co-workers, and in which in turn that co-worker had took that letter and spread it around work and customers too.
Tell me about that letter.
After he left that note, we waited a little while. He cleaned out the room, Jamie's room, and we found this little red binder that said, "Don't go through it." So we're going to go through it.
Of course.
And he found the letter, handed it to me, I read it, got a kick out of it, and the girl that I showed, he was going around saying that he slept with her, telling nasty stories about her, and it's like, she wasn't my best friend, but she was like a coworker, and it's affecting her reputation. So we invited her over, we showed her the letter, she said, "Can I keep it?" And I didn't care. and she kept it, gave it back. I don't know what I did.
That's why, Mr. Walker, if you honestly wanted to get back into your apartment, and I don't know where you went, because you had valuable things in there, things that you didn't want shown around, that's why you go to the police and you get all your stuff. When, for the first time, did you decide to get back your stuff?
It was right after I got back.
No.
Which was what month?
December.
In December?
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do?
I called her and
So
I
what
said,
did you do? Did you go to court in December? Did you go to court in January or February? What'd you do?
No, I waited because
Why?
she said she was going to take me to court first. And I never got anything back, so I filed
Why
the
should
case.
you? Listen to me.
Because she said she was going to.
Mr. Walker, you're not an unintelligent person, are you?
No.
You locked out of your apartment, you go to the police, you say, I have to get my stuff, my computer, my private
He
stuff.
was
I
never
went
locked out.
away in the middle of the night to help take care of my ailing mother.
He was never locked out. I didn't get the locks changed until about a month ago.
Not even,
and
like 2 weeks ago.
What happened was he left a note in my mailbox telling me to call him on a cell phone number. And I told him, why don't you just give me like $500 and I won't go to cops and I won't go do all this stuff so I can get the rest of my money back, because I really wanted to avoid this.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Doesn't give her the right to spread it around work. That's my personal information.
I showed a girl that you lied about.
And later today,
Show me. Well, what do you think you were coming here for? Waltz lessons?
No.
Show me where you had paid off the bills.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jamie Walker says former roommate Josie Noble owes for the return of his belongings. Jamie also says Josie defamed his character.
Go ahead.
May I say something to that?
Who are you?
I'm Sarah, Jamie's friend. He's staying with me at the current moment.
Sure.
On the date that Miss Noble is talking about, when she had called, it is my cellular phone. She was really rude to me, ranting and raving about different things, saying that she was going to harm Jamie and that she was going to have
What did
people
she
after
say
him.
she wanted?
She wanted to talk to him. She wanted to talk to him now. And I said, well, he's unavailable at this moment. He had called her back, and they had talked about it for a couple hours. And
I was at work for a couple
It
hours.
was like an hour, approximately an hour.
Yes.
They had worked out to where she had said that he could not come get his things. She had also called me before on my cellular phone, telling me that, wondering where he was at, and told me that he was not allowed to get his things and that they were hers now.
That was not what was said
Can I
on
say
the phone
something?
at all. At all. I called there and...
Whatever. I don't know what this letter said. I don't have this letter, unless somebody has a copy of the letter. Do you have a
I have
copy of the
proof
letter?
that it was about, what it entailed.
And it was left in your house?
It was left in the apartment, yes.
Right. Which I find that you left.
But that doesn't give her the right to spread it around work.
No, no,
That's
no.
my personal information.
May I say something?
I showed a girl that you lied about.
You
Yeah,
may
she
not.
works for
It
them.
doesn't lend anything. Neither did her statement lend anything, but I thought maybe it might.
I was there a lot, like around through everything that happened, so.
Spare me, would you please? He is suing for the following: for the return of his property. What personal property? A computer?
A computer.
A desk?
A desk. A
You have his
bed.
desk?
He doesn't have a desk. All there was a little nightstand thing.
It's a stand.
And a bed. And a couple books were left.
Fine. Where are those things?
The stand is still in the apartment, the bed is still in the apartment, and the books are still there.
Great.
I have my
Great.
videos too, and my CDs.
What about his movies?
There are no CDs. There's probably like 2 movies I think I still might have, but no CDs. Not in...
Okay. So what I'd like you to do is get the boyfriend to help you pack up his bed, his little nightstand, his books, and his videos. Pack them up. Put them out on the front of the house 5 days from today's date. He has 3 hours, from 12 to 3. If you're not there between 12 and 3 to get your bed, your nightstand, your books, and your videos, she has the right to get rid of them. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now let's get to the issue of the rent.
Okay.
You left the premises, and I find that you had no reason to leave the premises. Even if she locked you out, you had the right to get back in there, and I don't find that she locked you out of the residence. So from the time you left in December until the time she found a roommate, you are responsible for half your rent.
Can I say something on that?
Yes.
Her ex-boyfriend now, he was living with us from the time that he moved, or that we moved into the apartment, until the time that I left, and after that, I know he was still staying there, as I know of.
When you moved in, in September was he living there?
Yes.
So that you knew he was living there?
Yes.
So?
But
that was your arrangement in September. He didn't move in afterwards, right?
Right.
So stop complaining. You have to pay until she... Who was your new roommate?
She just recently moved out. She was my cousin's cousin.
And how many months did she live there?
4 months.
When did she move in?
Or 3 months.
When did she move in? I don't need her name.
March.
So the month of January and February, is that right? He wasn't there, and then you had a roommate in March. Is that right?
Because he was gone for 4 months before I got her to move in.
Doesn't sound right. $480 is what you owe her. Do you understand?
Yes.
However, we're holding the $480 until you get your property, which is going to be on the order. Do you understand?
I think she might have only been there for 2 months or...
Fine.
So
that's still only 2 months. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. I don't care whether you agree with it or not. Do you understand it? That's all.
But he was...
Maybe I shouldn't have went to go visit my mother.
He's such a liar, and so is she. Nothing but a bunch of little lies, and I'm so glad that they're out of my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fair versus Wharton, step forward, please.
21-year-old bank representative Jessica Fair is suing her ex-fiancé, 23-year-old medical equipment repairman Neil Wharton, for his share of a joint loan. Neil is countersuing for a lost engagement ring.
Miss Fair, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and there came a time when you and the defendant became inundated with bills, credit card bills, etc. So you went to your mother, and you asked if she could help you out with a loan so that you could clear up all of your debts, and you would pay her back. You and the defendant would pay her back. Is that right?
Yes.
And your mother gave you $8,000.
Yes.
Then you and the defendant broke up, and the engagement was off. Now, you're not seeking half the money from the defendant, but according to you, you're seeking only the amount of money that was attributed to his bills, his personal bills that were paid off from this loan from your mother.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Wharton says that there was never an agreement with him and your mother for this loan. So far, is that right, Mr. Wharton? And he is counterclaiming for the value of the engagement ring, which he says was never returned to him. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was present when the discussion of the loan came up with your mother?
There was numerous discussions of the loan. There was a point where all three of us had been there.
Do you remember discussions about this loan to pay off your bills?
No. She had told me that she was going to seek help for her bills from her mother. I didn't know anything that had anything to do with mine. But as far as us, all three of us sitting in a room together, no.
Did you have substantial credit card bills?
Yes.
How much?
About $3,000 worth.
Now, when Miss Fair's mother agreed to make this loan, were your $3,000 worth of bills paid off?
I do not know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, exactly that. I really don't know.
Well, you get statements from your credit card company.
No. She called the credit companies and said she was filing bankruptcy and had my mailing address and everything sent to her.
Well, did you ever pay those bills, sir, the $3,000 worth of bills?
I have been paying them off, yes.
You have been?
Yes.
Show me.
I didn't.
Show me. Well, what do you think you were coming here for? Waltz lessons?
No.
Show me where you had paid off the bills. Do you have bank statements showing me that you have paid each month towards paying down this $3,000 worth of debt?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Why not?
I don't.
You want to show me proof that you paid off his credit card bills?
Yes. On the front is a spreadsheet showing everything that he owes and account numbers linked to either him or jointly, and some pay stubs with the bank statement.
What was purchased at Samuel's Jewelers?
My first engagement ring.
What happened to that?
He has it.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Xerox Credit Union, is that you, sir?
It was a consolidation loan. When we split, she decided she was going to take that loan, and I was going to take a wedding loan that we took out for $5,000.
What was that used for?
It was to pay off her other ring that she got.
That's not true.
Well, what was it used to pay off?
I believe we paid the DJ, and we put a down payment on the reception hall, The consolidation loan actually paid off the ring.
Is that right, sir?
Not that I know of. I believe it was with the MBNA wedding thing that we took out.
Have you been paying on that loan?
On the MBNA, yes, I have.
You have proof of that?
No, I don't.
Did he take over that loan, $5,000?
I am still receiving statements on my part saying that the loan is past due, so...
Are you also a co-signatory on that loan?
Yes, I am.
Oh, you in trouble. Now, Miss Fair, what happened to the second engagement ring?
The second engagement ring...
Look at me.
I'm sorry.
What happened to the second engagement ring, Miss Fair?
The second engagement ring was purchased in April 27th, 2 days before my birthday. We financed it jointly, and I paid that with the consolidation loan.
So I'm asking you where the engagement ring is.
I lost it. I don't have it.
I'm not sure if I believe that, Miss Fair, so you better tell me the truth. I'm going to give you one more opportunity. If you have an expensive piece of jewelry, what you usually do is you insure it. So you want to tell me where it is?
I honestly don't have it. When we split, I was giving him back both of his rings. I gave him back the original engagement ring. I couldn't find the other one.
That's not his fault. Did you make any payments, sir, on the consolidation loan?
We were paying from a joint bank account.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
So he actually paid for part of the ring?
Yes.
Okay. And how much was the entire ring?
I have a receipt for it. It was $2,144.63.
All right, Miss Fair, listen to me very carefully. I believe that Mr. Wharton is responsible for his own bills, and since he does not have any proof that he is currently paying off on this $3,000 credit card debt, I find that the $3,000 that you actually paid off of his credit card debt, he should be responsible for. And from that, I am deducting half of the cost of the engagement ring, which is $1,072, leaving a balance of $1,928. For that, I am issuing a judgment for the plaintiff and, of course, dismissing your counterclaim. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
You know, I just wish her luck.
Just happy that the issue is resolved.
She found somebody better, and, you know, I wish them luck.
I'm sorry things turned out the way they did. He's a good guy.
There was no doubt that her mom did pay bills. I just didn't agree with the amount that it was.
Don't ever co-sign. Don't ever go joint with anybody. Don't ever jointly sign with anybody.
In the matter of Tippett versus Coleman. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Tippett, according to what I've read, you met the defendant in some sort of a chat place on the Internet.
Correct.
And then there came a time when you moved into her home.
That's correct.
And it is your claim that she kept and or sold some of your personal property when she locked you out of the house at some point after an altercation.
That's correct.
Ms. Coleman says that she has none of your personal property, that you were abusive to her, that you choked her, were assaultive. That's the reason you were locked out of the house. And that you did have certain property there, some of which you took, and the rest of it she tried to get you to come and get several times. You didn't come and get the property. She put it out and she disposed of it. She's counterclaiming for the assault. She's counterclaiming for some rent that she says you owe her, and for storage fees for storing the property that you left behind. That's nonsense.
Right.
You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. When did you move in with her and why, Mr. Tippett?
I moved in on April 7th of this year, 2003. The reason I moved in with her is I was going to be homeless or having to move back in with my mother in Atlanta, Georgia.
Why?
For being unemployed for an extended period of time, and I was writing a book.
Is what you're telling me is that you planned on moving in with Miss Coleman and not paying any money to her?
There was an arrangement for me to pay weekly $70.
Did you have your own room?
No, I slept on the sofa in the living room.
Okay. So now you're living there and you move in on the 7th of April.
Correct.
2003. When did you move out?
Well, I left on the 30th of August. I didn't move on the 30th of August. I was not allowed to get anything.
Well, why don't you tell me what happened?
On the 29th of August, I went out to get some dinner, and when I returned around 8:30, 8:45, the door had been deadbolted from the inside. I knocked on the door, spent 30 minutes outside using cell phone, calling 911 to get assistance to have her open the door to let me in. She refused to open the door, and she refused to open the door because she said I owed her $30, and I had paid her $40 cash that Friday, and the $30 that I did not pay her, I explained to her, was because I had spent $20 filling her car up with gas that Monday, and twice during the week when she had no money, I had loaned her $5 each time for lunch at work. So the reason she barred the door and was not going to let me back in was because I owed her $30.
Did you get any of your property at any time after August 30th?
Well, I stayed the night after the police came and were called after I kicked the door in.
Oh, so you kicked the door in?
Well, I kicked it once and the door opened and it shattered the door jamb. So, yes, I kicked the door in.
Were the police with you when you kicked the door in?
Were the police what?
With you?
No.
Well, what happened when you kicked the door in?
Well, I had a burrito that had been going cold for about an hour. I sat down on the sofa and ate it.
What'd she do when you kicked the door in?
She called the police, and I sat and waited and let her know when the police had arrived, and we talked to the police when they got there.
And you stayed the night that night? Is that
yes,
right?
Yes, I did.
And you left the next day?
Left the next day.
What did you leave?
I left everything.
Like what's everything?
All of my computer, my bed, most of my clothing, every belonging that I had other than what I could carry in my arms.
Did you ever get your computer?
No, I did not.
Where's his computer?
I had to sell it to pay for glasses after 3 weeks of him not coming back to get it. And I had to have glasses for work. And I had no money to pay for it. That he broke.
How much did you get for
I got
computer?
$150. And I brought,
what else did you sell?
That's all I sold.
Where's his bed?
The bed is at my apartment. He gave me the bed before he moved in because mine was too short for him to sleep on. And he didn't have a place to store mine.
I thought he was sleeping on the sofa.
He didn't want to sleep on the sofa after he moved in. He wanted me to sleep on the sofa because he worked harder than I did, and the sofa was too short for him.
Did he come back to the house with a police officer to get his other property?
No, we tried to get him to. The lieutenant that investigated the case and he was supposed to have taken his stuff the day he assaulted me. He would not make an effort.
I want you to tell me about the assault, Miss Coleman.
Okay.
He kicked in the door.
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when he kicked in the door?
He took my cell phone and the home phones and kept them to himself that night so that I could not call the police. This was after the door had been broken down, and it took him 30 minutes to knock down that door with a deadbolt on. It wasn't just one time. He kicked it all, and all the neighbors called the cops. I had 5 sets.
Why had you locked him out?
Because he would not pay rent. I told him the only way you're going to stay with me is if we get your own room, and your name is going to go on the lease, so you're obligated to pay the rent. He would not do that. He said he wasn't going to pay me rent. He wasn't going to pay anything. That I could get a 2-bedroom, but I could pay for it myself. And I had gone to work. He had a job, but he quit it because he didn't want to work. He wanted to write his book, and he wanted me to support him while he did that.
What was the entire rent on the apartment?
$600, $589 actually a month.
That includes all the utilities?
No, ma'am. He had to have cable TV, so we had the cable TV. We had electric. We had phone that he called his mother on. Also, when he moved in, he agreed to go to work and pay me rent. After a month, I had to make him go to work. I called the cops. I wanted him to leave. He would not leave. He said he refused to leave.
Robert Tippett says ex-roommate Sally Coleman owes for the return of his belongings. Sally says she kicked him out because he tried to choke her.
Mr. Tippett, I'm not buying it, sir. You kicked in the door. Who did you expect to pay for the door?
Oh, I was quite prepared to pay for the door.
Good, you just did with your computer.
What?
You just did with your computer. Paid for the door that you kicked in.
And also my glasses that he broke during the assault.
Well, tell me about the assault. When was this assault? As far as I heard, he broke down the door and came in and sat down on the couch and ate a burrito.
Right. He told the police that he would leave the next morning. He agreed to. I knew he had a paycheck in his pocket, which he wouldn't share with me, as usual. And he said he would get all of his stuff the next morning. It was like 11 o'clock the next morning. He still was making no effort to leave. I started putting his stuff on the couch. I said, okay, get your stuff. Get out of my house. He wouldn't make any effort. So I started to take his stuff out and put it on the porch. He grabbed me by the hair, slung me around, slung me on the floor, put his arm around my neck, tried to choke me until I almost fainted. Then he pulled me up off the floor by the hair on the back of my head and told me he was going to kill me for what I'd done to him.
Is that right, Mr. Tippett?
No, it's complete fabrication, Your Honor.
Really? I mean, none of this happened.
I had
Your
a
Honor,
police
this
report.
woman is a liar, and she has a history of doing things that prove that she's a liar.
Mr. Tippett,
As this evidence shows right here that
Sure,
I
let
owed
me
her
see it.
nothing. This is where I went down and paid the Fort Worth court $309.98 just a couple of weeks before this event even occurred.
Yes.
That's why she had no money, and I loaned her $10.
For what?
That was for writing bad checks, and she called me several times during the day on that day and said that she was going to be arrested for not being able to pay that $309.98.
That was my money. He got my paycheck and took it down there to pay because he
That's
wasn't
a lie,
working,
Your Honor.
and I couldn't
That's
get
a
off
lie.
work to go.
That is a receipt that has my name on it.
I know it has your name on it. She said it was her money. Where'd you get $309.98 from?
That was money that I had.
From where?
From work.
What work? You told me you didn't have a job.
I never told you that. I was an independent contractor for a local courier service in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I worked it was 5 to 6 days a week from 8 till 5.
Mr. Tippett, Mr. Tippett, don't think so. Who are you?
A friend of Robert's.
Is he living with you now?
No.
Good.
I have a...
Shh. Stand up. How long have you been his friend?
Since September, the mid-September of this year.
Of this year?
Correct.
Then you know nothing.
Okay.
Sit down. Except for one thing. How many days a week was he working starting in mid-September?
He started work in, I think it was right at the beginning of October.
Thank you. Sit down. Happy. Your computer paid for the kick-down door. Listen to me very carefully. Is he out of your life?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you change the locks?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Goodbye. Have a happy life. Don't take anybody into your home that you met on the internet. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Goodbye. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He was so hostile to me that I couldn't stand to leave. I was afraid of him.
That's total fabrication.
The final straw was when he kicked down my door and assaulted me.
I kicked the door in. That's all I did.
Live by myself the rest of my life.
Get a dog.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Balloonist versus White. Step forward, please.
Executive search consultant David Balloonist is suing his former employee, 23-year-old waitress Erin White, for an unpaid loan to buy a car. Erin says David gave her the money with the hopes of having a relationship.
Mr. Balloonist, you claim a loan to the defendant for a car.
Correct.
And she said there was never a loan, that you made a gift to her of this money for the car. And in addition to that, she says that she did some work for you. How do you know her?
We had met when I was working on one of my rental properties. Erin approached me and asked if she could help out on some of the properties in order to supplement her income.
Help out doing what?
Painting, cleaning, wallpapering.
What kind of rental properties do you have?
I have townhomes, condominiums, and some single-family homes.
And did she do any work for you?
Yes, she did.
When did she start to do work for you?
She began work someplace in the neighborhood of 7903.
Tell me about the car loan.
The car loan is something that she requested of me. I know she had a difficult time getting around town, and she first approached me and asked for a loan for $2,000, saying she didn't have quite enough to be able to buy the car. And then in the next conversation, she came to the office and said, "Can you make it $2,500?"
And when was that, sir?
That was the day that I wrote the check, which would have been August the 21st of this year.
So she had already been doing work for you since July.
Correct.
And been paid.
Correct.
So you gave her a check for $2,500. What was the agreement as far as repayment?
A repayment I had actually, because Erin, at least at that time, said she was interested in doing more work. I thought my downside risk was somewhat limited, and she seemed like a reasonable person. So I had her sign a promissory note as well as an amortization schedule.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Okay.
May I also see that, please?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
On the money that I had borrowed from Mr. Balloonist, there was a period of time that was for about a week and a half before I had asked for the money from him, which I was not paid. When I had gone back through, recaulked things, done my final cleaning, I had waxed down the cabinets, scrubbed the hardwood floors, which was, I feel, as far as $2,500 was payment for the work that I had done that week.
I didn't understand the word you just said. Is what you're trying to tell me?
As far as the $2,500.
I'm speaking.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
A loan, as far as me working it off or me giving him, is the same thing.
No, that's
yes,
not
it
true.
is. Well, to me,
No,
it
no,
is. Yes.
No, no, no.
Yes.
Dear, listen to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David Balloonist says former employee Erin White owes for an unpaid car loan. Erin says David was trying to buy her affections.
Ms. White, is what you're telling me that after you received this loan, which you now acknowledge was a loan. Is that right?
As far as a loan, yes. You asked me a question.
No, I
Was
didn't
it a
ask you.
loan?
No, listen to me. Listen to me, Miss White. What happened was you said, may I see that?
Correct.
And I said yes. And I handed it to you, and then you started to speak. I didn't ask you any question at all. But since you did volunteer to speak,
okay,
I want to try to understand what you're telling me now.
Okay.
You did use the word when I took the loan from Mr. Ballounis
Right.
for $2,500. I then went back to the condominiums and did some caulking and did some cleaning down of cabinets and did some polishing, and that was to be used towards this $2,500 loan?
No, ma'am.
Oh, well, then you want to explain it to me? Okay. Let's start out with, there was therefore, Bert, can I have that?
Sure.
There was therefore a loan for $2,500.
Correct.
Good. Now, I say this because I've read your answer very carefully that you swore to.
Right.
And in your answer, you never say that there was a loan. In your answer, you say, the money the plaintiff is asking for is money he willingly gave me to buy a car. I compensated him through work that I did. And then, of course, you say that the reason he gave you this money was because he wanted more of a social relationship than anything else. That's what you also claim in here. But nothing in here, you don't acknowledge a loan in any way.
May I speak?
And you also say here, I never signed an agreement to pay him anything.
Okay, may I speak now to try to counteract with what you're saying? The paper that I signed, if it was a loan or not, a loan may mean advancement of either the money as far as I can work off to pay you back the loan, or I can give you money for back the loan. As far as me working it off or me giving him, it's the same thing.
No, that's
yes,
not true.
Is. Well, to me,
no,
it
no,
is.
no.
Yes.
No, no, no.
Yes.
Dear, listen to me. If you sign an agreement that gives you a loan schedule, then what you do is have an accounting of, well, after I took out this loan and the September payment was due, I didn't give him a September payment, but I did caulking, painting, papering in the amount of $570. Deducting that from the loan, you sign it, he signs it, and you deduct it.
But that's not what that was.
Well, then now you can explain it to me.
Okay. The money, I had asked Mr. Ballounis for a loan, but prior to when he gave me the loan, there was a period of time which he hadn't paid me. I have two of my checks. He would give me pay stubs. You know, I would get copies of the checks every time I cashed them. But I had never gotten from that week. And for about a week, he was paying me around $600 a week.
Ms. White,
to
is
do my
what you're
work.
suggesting to me that before he gave you this money, you had worked for him and he hadn't compensated you?
Right.
That's bull.
Whatever.
Because you are an intelligent, articulate woman. And as an intelligent, articulate woman, you would never have signed a loan agreement that said that you owed him this money plus 8% interest. You would have said, well, before I'm speaking. Before I sign this, let's deduct what you owe me. So instead of $2,500, I worked for you for this week and that week, and you hadn't paid me, so that I only owe you $1,600. And you would not have signed a payment schedule for him.
I didn't know that's what I signed. I was in a hurry to leave, so I kind of just ran through and signed my name on the things, knowing that I was going to work off the money to him.
Is this a witness for anything?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. To what?
To the fact that he knows how many times I tried to contact Mr. Ballounis, I could get no answer. The lady that rents from Mr. Ballounis...
Just contact him for what?
He says I'd had a hard time getting... that I never called him back. I did try to call him back. I left messages with his office. I mean, I can't go pay off the money.
He didn't say anything about not calling him back.
But I'm supposed to be... This was my only means of money at that time. I had no job but him. So
then what you're telling... Listen to me.
Other than by my labor.
You don't want to say anything, do you?
Well...
You want to say...
Yeah,
listen, you want to say something? Are you sure you want to say something? You sure?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you. Go ahead.
I just wanted to make the statement that she was supposed to my knowledge, was supposed to work off the money that he gave her. It was supposed to be where he loaned her the money and she did work for his company, and they was going to deduct that from the payment.
Thank you very much. Sit down.
No.
May I say something else?
Let me explain something to you, sir. That's not what she just told me. What she just told me was that she had already worked for him and he hadn't paid her.
That's also it.
Just a second. She had already done work for him, and he hadn't paid her. And a big chunk of this money was for money that he already owed her. Are you following me?
I'm following you. It was supposed
Good!
Well, you don't have to scream. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know why you're here.
Well, cause I'm being a witness, that's why.
Well, you have nothing important to say.
Okay,
Judgment for the
whatever.
plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Pay your bills.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I firmly believe that if Erin put as much energy into doing creative work as she does into creative fraud, she would do much better and be a much happier person.
There was obviously some kind of feelings from him towards me to try to keep me around longer.
Completely untrue.
Always asking me to go eat breakfast with him, eat dinner with him.
I thought I was being nice. I actually took Tommy and Erin out to lunch, or dinner rather, on the way home one night because they didn't have a car.
Anytime you do anything, put it in writing.
Be very careful in your business dealings with people.
May be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Huffine, was the defendant... What I gather is you had one son.
Yes.
Her daughter was in a relationship with your son.
Yes.
And he was tragically killed.
Right.
At that time, you decided to buy some burial plots.
5 of them.
So that when your son was buried, you would know that you would be buried next to him and where the family would be. She bought plots above you.
Her daughter did.
In any event, this is your complaint. You found out that a stranger had been buried in one of your plots.
Yes.
And it is your claim that Ms. Donovan caused that to happen.
Yes.
And that she forged your signature for the authorization with the cemetery.
Yes.
In order to move around the spots.
Right.
You say you never gave your permission for that.
That's correct.
And you want to be compensated.
Yes.
Ms. Donovan says that you did, in fact, give your permission, and she says that she can prove that you gave your permission. And she is counterclaiming because she said she's had to go through all kinds of legal gymnastics to clear herself of these allegations. So first tell me, when did your son pass away?
In 1997, December 24th.
And how did he die?
A doctor made a mistake, drilled into his brain.
So it was a surgical error?
Yes.
How long had you been living with Miss Donovan at the time?
Less than 2 years.
And how long had your son been involved in a relationship with her daughter?
Probably since, 13 years old.
How old was he when he died?
18.
Now, can you show me, please, the burial plot locations? I would like to be able to see that so I could put it in context.
I have the video right here, if you'd like it.
I would. Can you hold that a second, please? Mr. Huffine, can you walk up to the monitor, please?
Yes.
And I'd like you to sort of point out with me to your figure as it's being explained to me.
All righty.
Okay.
This one here is my parents. They're located in the upper cemetery. This right here is my son. When he passed away, I bought these 5 lots right here, this one included. I bought these 2 for me and whoever I was married to, and my ex-wife and whoever she was married to at the time. And the son was in the middle.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So you bought your sons, one for you, one for your wife, if should you remarry, one for your former wife, and her mate.
Yes, I
so
did.
that you would all be together. Now, where did the defendant's daughter buy their plot?
She bought the one in front of my son.
Excuse me. One, just a second. One plot or 2?
Just one.
In front of his?
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And on May 3rd, I got a call from my ex-wife, and she said, I'm at the cemetery. And she said, it scared me to death. Someone was in your plot, my plot that I bought. And I said, no, I think you're mistaking. And she says, no, I'm not. So I called Jerry, and I said, you didn't do anything with these plots, did you? And she goes, no, I didn't. So I went down the cemetery, and I seen that Anthony David was buried in one of my plots. So I went up to the...
Was it the one right next to your son or one over?
No, it was the end. So I went up to the main office there at the cemetery, and they gave me a letter that Jerry had wrote and forged and switched plots on me.
Can I see a copy of that
Yes.
letter, please?
And here's one from the notary if you'd like to look at that too, saying that he did not do that.
I'd like to see both. Continue.
And at this point, I went through different attorneys. They explained to me what she had did, and they gave me a copy of that.
And you said I never signed it.
No, I never signed that. She also called the cemetery and told them she did not remember doing this.
That's hearsay. Yes, I'll hear you.
I thought it would make it easier. I do have copies from the cemetery of the plots. That would make it easier for you.
I'd like to see them, please. Okay. Tell me the circumstances surrounding the plaintiff agreeing to switch cemetery plots so that you and your daughter would be together.
Side by side. I'd be head-to-head with Larry. She would be head-to-head with Michael. Michael's mother and her boyfriend would be on one side of Michael.
And Anthony Davis is a stranger to everybody.
Right.
So I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding Mr. Huffine agreeing to make that change, which in effect would say to him, if you marry either your wife or your ex-wife's mate could not be buried in the same line. Explain that to me.
When we bought the plots, and we did...
By the way, who bought them?
I did.
Larry did. They were under his name.
He paid for them.
Yes, but...
So he paid for them, so they were his plots.
Right. But all my monies went into Larry's checking account, and I do have proof of that.
I don't care about that.
Okay.
He bought the plots.
He bought the plots. They were in his name. At some point, I don't have a date, but I believe it was in early 1999, my daughter had said she wished that I would have bought my plot next to her. And she said, well, I wonder if you can switch it. I said, I don't know. So I called the cemetery. I asked the cemetery, can you exchange your plot if you want to? They said, you can, as long as you do it before the last payment is made, and it has to be a letter
from the owner,
a request
from the
in
owner.
writing, notarized. So I didn't do it immediately. I thought about it for a little bit of time, and to be honest, I don't remember any specific hard, long talks between Larry and myself. I just remembered that he did agree to it. I did write the letter out myself.
You wrote the letter out yourself, and that was in 1999.
Correct.
Were you still together as a couple then?
Yes, we were.
When did you separate from Mr. Huffine?
The end of August 1999.
So not far after this.
Not
so I
far.
assume things had not been going well for a while.
Larry had suffered a lot of personality changes due, I guess, to Michael's death.
So things had not been going well for a while.
Right.
If you separated in August, and this was done in May, it was a brief few months. So I assume that in May, things were not going well between the two of you.
Everything seemed to be going fine, except for that Larry was very depressed a lot.
So things were not going fine.
Well, I don't know
I'm not
exactly what you
interested in what
mean.
you
I
have to
mean, we
say
weren't
now.
screaming, fighting, tearing each other's hair out.
Well, then how come you separated a couple of months later?
Because the end of June or July, he went to work in Utah, and he had an affair.
Yes?
And when I found out, I moved out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's his handwriting.
That is inconsistent with the notary's logbook.
Well, his log states that just one individual came.
Correct, and that's Miss Donovan, and she signed the cemetery affidavit.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Larry Huffine claims ex-girlfriend Geraldine Donovan forged...
Hi there.
Hi there. Hi, everyone.